Welcome viewers, I'm RxOliver, this is The Gang, and tonight we are playing Fearitself, a Gumshoe system RPG, and the second edition is written by a man named Gareth Hanrahan, as is the scenario we're playing tonight, Invasive Procedures. I'm here with a couple of familiar faces and a new one, so first of all, evening Martin.
Hey everyone.
Evening Chris.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome Lee.
Hey guys.
And it is back in that Games Master seat, Mr. Horror himself, Mr. Dilithleen, Mr. Phil I am, who will tell us a bit more about what we're playing tonight. Over to you,
Hello. Hello. I'm just going to cough a bit now.
Phil.
So yeah, we are playing Fearitself, which is a game that uses the Gumshoe system. So the main is similar in a way to Call of Cthulhu. The main difference being that the idea behind it is that if you are performing an investigation, you don't roll to see if you find clues. You automatically find clues that are available at a scene. The only requirement is that you identify what investigative ability that you are going to use. So, for instance, let me open a character sheet here. That's a terrible character sheet to open. Let me open another one. So, for instance, so investigative abilities are split into three categories. You've got academic investigation abilities, which are things like law, social sciences, trivia. Then you've got interpersonal ones, which are your kind of social stuff. So you got like bullshit detector, which is kind of like psychology in Call of Cthulhu. You got bureaucracy, cop talk, interrogation, negotiation, streetwise. And then you got technical, which would be in the case of Ed Haywood, who is an ex-cop, is investigative procedure. So the skills are quite broad strokes compared to other Gumshoe games. So in other Gumshoe games, you'll get an ability, and then there'll be sub categories of that ability to fine tune it. But yeah, the more broad strokes in this one. So like for instance, science is an investigative ability, and it covers all aspects.
I love that we have bullshit detector, because that's what we call psychology in Call of Cthulhu. Insight in D&D, we're like roll for bullshit. And there's always in each game there's always a roll for bullshit. It's actually called it in this game. That's cool. Love that straight away.
So everything on the character sheets, if you've got your character sheets up, everything you need is pretty much on that first page, the ability page. You have got an equipment tab. You've got a notes tab, which, well, the notes tab has some background information about your character, to be fair. So that's of some use if you're not already familiar with it. But mainly you're going to be using your abilities tab. So when you're doing an ability check, you'll just click on the name, and it'll make a check. So, like I say, you don't do ability checks for any of your investigative skills and academic. Yeah. The only roll you make for a skill is general skills, which you can see on your right-hand side. So you'll notice that there are two numbers at the side of each skill. That is their rank, the rank you've got in that skill. You only need rank 1 to be competent in it. Any points above that, they also form what's called the ability points pool for each skill. So ability points can be spent from the pool to add to your dice roll. So, for instance, Ed Haywood has three ranks in athletics, which gives him an athletics pool for 3 points. So if Ed was to make an athletics roll, he could just do a straight roll, which is a D6, or he could choose to spend one or more points from his athletics pool, so up to 3 points. And that would be added onto the roll. So, for instance, if we did, let me just take over control of Ed for a moment. So, at the side of it, the side of the skill, you've got the plus and minus buttons that basically allows you to add points from your pool. So, let's say we do an athletics roll. I add one. Well, add 2 points onto it. And then you got the little dice symbol at the side that shows you how many points are being added. Click on that, rolls away, and they see in the chat it's rolled a top roll. So I rolled a 6, plus 2 points, got an 8. Complete waste of those points because generally you need a 3 or a 4 to pass a test. Sometimes it can be lower. Generally, it's not lower than 3, but sometimes it can be higher than 4. But yeah, it averages around 3 or 4. Those points, your general point, your points from your general, the pools, your ability pools of your general abilities, refresh every 24 hours. The point pool of your investigative abilities do not refresh. Okay, but the points on your investigative skills, I can't say that word properly. The point pools on those skills aren't used as bonuses to dice rolls. So basically, if let's say that Ed was talking to somebody, and he believed they were like they weren't telling the whole truth, so he wanted to use his use bullshit detector. So using it, if there was something to find out, if this person was actually lying, he says, right, I think they're lying, so I'm going to like say, you obviously you role play out a little bit, and then say I'm using bullshit detector. And if there was something he wasn't telling you, that would automatically give you that piece of information. But there might be additional levels of information. So in this case, using bullshit detector would get you the basic. The most important bit, the core clue, if you like. But if you spent points, for every point that you spend, that would get you an additional level of information. If there's extra information to be found. So if you spent 1 point and there was 3 points of extra information, you get one of those points of information. If you spent 3 points of from a pool, if you had 3, which Ed doesn't, you get 3 points of information. But if there isn't, you don't have to worry about spending them, because if you spend a point and there is no extra information to gain, you don't lose it; you just get it back. So it's always worth doing it. Like I said, the only restriction with investigative skills is that you must specify the skill that you are using and incorporate it into your role play.
Oh yeah.
Okay. That's what I was going to ask. Can you use like your general skills once you know that there's something basic? Can you enhance it with like using your general skills to try and find things? But you've explained basically.
Yeah, general skills.
There's not much point, is there, if you're getting your points back?
No. So you don't get, like I say, you don't get your points. Your points and your point for your investigative skills, you do not get them back. You won't. You get them back at the start of a new adventure.
So you've only got one in each, is that right?
It depends. You have to have a minimum of 1 point in a skill to be able to use it. Right, if you haven't got, basically, if it doesn't list the skill, you haven't got it, you can't do it.
So if I've got 0 out of 0, it means I can't use it. If I've got 4 out of 4, it means I've got 4 uses available, or 4 points that I can spend on uses of it.
Yeah, 4 points. So you can, if you've got a point in a skill, you can always use it. The extra points are just things you can do to either gain extra information with the investigation skills, or to get a bonus onto your dice roll with the general skills.
It's good. I've got 99 in bureaucracy, so this is going to be a great game.
And that's the Gumshoe system then, is it?
That's essentially it, yeah.
Cool. It's new to me.
Yeah. So clues you get automatically, so long as you're in the right place, you're using the right skill, you'll find the information. You'll always find the core important information. Any additional information you have to spend points to gain it. But then general skills are just normal skills that do actually require a roll. What else is there to say? So, couple of other things. So you got your health. You'll notice health goes down all the way down to -12. So when you go below 0 hit points, you are not unconscious. You might fall unconscious. You get a chance to. You have to make a check to try and remain conscious, but you don't die until you go below -12.
Nice.
Okay. -1 to -5 is like a minor injury. -6 to -12 is serious injury.
Okay.
So -13 is death or -12 is death?
-13.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna be at like -1 now. Like I don't know how much being drunk counts. So about -1. Real life.
So you'll also notice, which I will explain in a minute, that your health is not at its maximum. So, for instance, Ed's maximum health is 10 health. He is currently 6. You will not get your full health back during the course of this adventure.
Okay.
Because we're in hospital.
Yes.
Yeah, see that we're patients.
Which is the reason. So I'll explain that in a little bit. So then, of course, you've got stability, which is the Gumshoe's version of sanity. So it works pretty much like like Sanity in Call of Cthulhu, and it works also works similar way that health works in this. So when you're fine, so long as you're 0 above, once you drop below 0, you lose stability, lose sanity. You become, you risk going a bit insane, going a bit mad for a little while.
Start going mental.
And it's the same distinction. So -1 to -5 is a minor incident. -6 to -12 is a major incident. And if you go below -12, you go -13 or more or less, whichever way you want to look at it, you are completely insane and essentially out of the game as well.
And is it like Call of Cthulhu in the way that, like, if we get to like -1, do we notify you?
Yeah, because you will potentially get have a mental episode. Yeah.
You roll bouts of madness.
Beneath that, you will see something that says hit threshold. That is essentially the target number that somebody needs to hit you. Everybody is typically 3 as a hit threshold of 3. If you have particularly high athletics, it would be 4. But I don't think anybody's got high enough athletics. I think you have to have 8+ in athletics for it to be 4. Underneath that is the ability that it is using for initiative. Generally, it uses scuffling, which scuffling is basically hand-to-hand combat. Yeah. If you want to know
when I first looked at the character sheet earlier, I thought it said shuffling. Sorry.
It's surprisingly, it is misspelled several times in the rulebook as shuffling.
I bet they did that deliberately to mess with you, man.
Let me just copy this over. So, if you want any more, unfortunately, if you click on one of your skills, it would bring up the detailed information of the skill, but unfortunately, it's not. It isn't in at the moment. But if you go to the items tab, you will see a folder, or you will in a moment,
items
called
up here, you mean?
fearitself abilities. And if you open that up, there is all the abilities, and clicking on one will give you the full information about each one.
Cool.
Okay. Other couple of other things. Top left part of your character sheet, you've got 2 buttons. One that says full refresh, which you will not need.
Yep.
And you've got 24-hour refresh. So basically, that refreshes your ability pools that can be refreshed over 24 hours. Okay? So if you can press that button, I'll let you know. Any questions so far?
I'm
on
just
the-
really annoyed that shrink isn't get smaller. It's help someone with their mental health.
Is it?
Oh yeah. So one more thing to mention. On your notes tab, you've got a section that's called source of stability. So you've got 3 things listed there, and they're basically like the background pieces in Call of Cthulhu. You can reconnect with them to gain some stability back. So if you're able to reconnect with a source of stability, it'll get you back 2 points of stability. You can only use each one once during the course of a scenario. Whether you can actually connect with some of these points of stability is another matter.
Right.
What
And
does
the-
the risk factor mean? That's
The
something we
risk
have to
factor.
read
So
over it. That's what I wasn't
yes,
sure about.
yes, glad to mention that because I completely. So the risk factor. So your risk factor is what drives you to do the stupid things that people do in horror films.
Wine,
So
Martin. Yours is
so
wine.
for instance, Ed's.
Mine says just act like Chris. Is that like a personal attack?
So Chris's character Ed is his risk factor is protective. Okay, so he'll go out of his way to protect people, essentially.
Yeah, I
Or
like
some interpretation of that. Now you can go against your risk factor, but if you do, you lose a point of stability every time that you do it.
Oh, okay.
that's cool.
A nice person then. It's not very nice.
There's also another use of your risk factor as well. You can, at any point, voluntarily put yourself at risk by enacting on your risk factor.
Yeah.
And if you do that and by putting yourself at risk, you can gain 2 stability points back.
Right.
Okay.
But it only works if you genuinely put yourself at risk. So it can lose your stability point. It drives how you act.
Yep.
You can rebel it. You can go against it, but you lose stability. Or you can put yourself at extra risk and gain some stability back.
Nice.
You've also got on the notes tab. You've also got a section, a very private bit that says the worst thing I ever did. There's a little background information. Then below that, you've got what I want, which is kind of a personal goal, another kind of drive for your character. And then I think there's a little bit that says notes with there's a little more background information. Tells you what you're doing in the hospital. Yeah. So that's, and the final section, notes at the bottom, a little bit more about your character and tells you why you're in the hospital. So how much of that information you wish to keep private or divulge to other people during the course of the game is, of course, entirely up to you.
Show mine to the viewers, of course. Share mine with the viewers. That's a little special bond me and the viewers have. They get to see it, you don't. Haha.
So I think, I mean, there's obviously other things. So we'll as they crop up, we'll come to them. But it is compared to some of the Gumshoe systems, it is a bit lighter on the rules.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, are there any questions, or shall we proceed?
Ready to go?
I'm ready to go, aye.
Okay. Very well. Very well. So, there's a little bit of a prelude section. Then there's a transition between the little visual transition between the opening scene and we'll introduce the characters. Okay. So, here we go.
Game's still paused, by the way.
Saying that, just let me get my actual bits up so I know what I'm doing. There we go. Right, here we go. Discord's in the way. Okay. A young couple, wrapped in thick winter coats and each other's arms, trudge down the sidewalk. They playfully push and pull at each other as they walk the narrow space between the rain-swollen gutter and the ankle-deep piles of leaves that have collected in sodden drifts against the wall on their right. At least the rain looks to be easy enough, says one in an offhand comment, while the other peers through the rusting wrought iron fence atop the wall. Although the news said we're going to get snow, a blizzard even, in October. What is that place? The other says, pointing to an abomination of foul Gothic and colonial architecture, a decaying pile of grime-streaked stone, dark iron-barred windows set back in the shadows of columned verandas, and standing 3 stories high amongst the leprous flora of the surrounding grounds. As a couple draw level with the open gates and the tarmac driveway, black, slick, and cracked, they pause briefly, and the other responds, "That's the old Catholic hospital, Our Lady's Sorrow." They named it well. That place looks like it oozes sorrow. The kids say it's haunted. I can't imagine why. They both chuckle and continue on past the gates. They should have pulled it down years ago, but they still keep shipping people in there. No way, that place is still running? Yeah, crazy, right? Apparently, part of it is shut down, probably unsafe, after decades of neglect. The state bought it from the Catholic Church in the 60s, and now they use it to handle overflow patients from the County General down in the city. Jeez, which poor bastards would be unlucky enough to end up there? I think it's mainly people with bad insurance, end-of-life care, long-term bedridden patients who need constant care, that kind of thing. Maybe even some psychiatric patients. How come you know so much? I don't know. Read it somewhere, I guess. Or maybe I heard it on the local news or something. But you read? Oh, wow, funny, really funny. A couple turn, cross the street, glancing back one last time. I'd hate to be a patient there. I bet they send you there to die.
Nice.
Welcome to Our Lady's Sorrow. So, you are all patients here in this hospital, kind of run-down hospital. It's state-run. It's old and apparently due to be demolished any time now. There are only a handful of patients here. Most operations are done at the larger newer county hospital, which is about a mile down the road. Technically, Our Lady's. So, you are all sharing a ward, Ward 3, which sits on the second floor, the middle floor of this 3-story building. You've each got your own bed, which is surrounded by a privacy curtain, but you all share a bathroom, which is located on the ward. Among you, Wendy Shaw is the most recent arrival on the ward. She was brought in last night, suffering from dehydration. None of you or any of the other patients on this ward are considered high-risk patients. Those who are seriously ill very rarely get sent to Our Lady's Sorrow, unless, of course, there's nothing that can be done for them. This place is usually kept reserved for those with minor complaints, or as I say, those that aren't going to survive no matter what the hospital does. There are, however, considering the fact that the building is due to be demolished at some point in the future, there are building works underway here and down at County Hospital. So some additional patients have been moved from County Hospital to Our Lady's Sorrow on a purely temporary basis. So it is unusually cold here at the hospital. There's supposedly an unseasonable cold snap of weather on its way.
Mhm.
The grounds outside are drenched with with several days of rain is quickly freezing. Oh, starting to fall. And as you've seen on the telly, on the news broadcast, apparently there's a big blizzard due. So we can introduce the characters now, I think. So unless host has a preference, I will go as I see them from left to right. So, Mr. Chris, if you would do us the honour of telling us what you care to tell us, a description of your character, and whatever you feel you want to have shared with your fellow patients.
Do I have the right character?
Roberta.
It's coming up as Bobby now.
Oh, you've not changed his character
No.
in Foundry Film.
Sorry. That's what it says on the. No, it says Roberta. It says Roberta to me.
It does, I. Hold on. Let me refresh Foundry. Anyway, so I'm Roberta. I don't think I can really describe very much about my character other than what these guys already know from pregame. So I'm recently widowed. And yeah, I'm quite recent to the hospital. Don't really know why I'm here. I don't know when I'm gonna get out. So suppose we'll figure that out as we move along.
Okay. Mystery lady. Okay. In which case, we'll move on to Martin then. So Martin is playing this fine gentleman.
Yeah. So I am playing Ed Hayward, who basically he is kind of like Jason Statham. If Jason Statham wasn't up like a pussy, so he's just like full on macho guy. He's a cop, but he's now a rent-a-cop. But yeah, he's just pure macho, but he's kind of a nice guy. But yeah, just 100% macho, just stereotypical cop. He's refusing to sleep and stuff. He's like wandering around trying to still like check people out to see if they're doing crimes and stuff, even though he's supposed to be resting.
Okay, excellent. And then next we have Oliver, who is playing Herman Minnow.
Herman Minnow is a chronic sufferer. He's been ill all his life. He has numerous things wrong with him, from bone things to muscle things to nerve things to autoimmune things to skin things to eye things to head things to stomach things, and they can never really work out what it is that ties it all together and what makes him have everything wrong with him. And he's been in and out of hospitals all his life, and that's him. He's fairly young, as you can see by the picture, so he's in and out of hospitals all his young life, but he's already feels pretty institutionalized by a lifetime of it.
Okay, cool. And finally, we have our new arrival, Wendy Shaw.
Lee, just before you do introduce her, if you could
Oh,
point your
right.
camera
Yeah.
down a tiny little bit, it would make our view of you so much better. Yeah, that's so much better. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
much
that?
10
Okay.
times better. Thank you.
No worries. So Wendy Shaw, virtually know nothing about her because she came in late last night. You know, on the bed, the charts or whatever you've heard from the doctors, you'd have heard about dehydration. And beyond the fact that she looks like Bella out of Twilight, she's pretty much slept since she got here, and hasn't really, you know, said very much at all.
Okay, very well. So, as I mentioned in the little bit of a preamble and rules summary, you all, none of you have got your maximum health, and you cannot regain your maximum health. You will never be able. You'll never be able to get your health higher than it currently is.
All right. Wow.
Which is roughly half, because, as somebody mentioned, you're in hospital and you are ill. You know, some of it, some of you have undergone surgery. But for whatever reasons, which is it's probably it should be on your, it should be known to you at least. You were all you're below, you're below your normal health levels of health. So how this works, it has not only that, but it has an impact on how you can act. So, like I say, you're all ill or recuperating from operations. To simulate this, it costs characters 1 point of health to get out of bed and walk around the hospital.
Nice.
1 point of health to get out of bed and walk away to the hospital.
Yep. Every time you do that, it will cost you a point of health. So don't get out of bed, get back into bed, and get back out of bed. Get back.
Yeah, so once you're out of bed, stay out of bed.
Ed's already lost health because he said in his prelude there, he's
in his introduction, he's
solve mystery.
-1 health for you, Martin.
Lost health.
Yeah, it's true. It's called role playing, Chris. Like I'm playing the character I said.
So not only that though, if a character wants to do anything strenuous, like for instance, if they got into a altercation with another patient, or they decide they wanted to go for a jog around the hospital, that also costs you another health point.
I think I know I'm having an altercation with. I'm heading over to a bed now.
So anything strenuous costs you an extra health point. Finally, if for some reason your character is partially sedated, if you're fully sedated, you're unconscious, so it doesn't make a difference. But if you're partially sedated, that obviously carries some penalties with it. But you can sort of struggle through that mental fog by spending another health point.
Lovely.
Okay. On the plus side, you do regain 4 health points for every full day or night of complete rest.
So that's 12
or 2
hours.
Health points if you are mildly active during the day or night. And like I say, your health is capped at half its normal starting value.
So we're just sickly all the time.
So 1 health point to get out of bed, 1 extra health point to do anything every time you do anything strenuous, 1 health point to fight through the adverse effects of any sedatives you might have been given.
Yeah. Well, that's fine. This is hospital, the simulator, so I'm not getting out of bed. I'm not doing anything strenuous, so it's all right then.
What do you reckon? Do you reckon we can spend the whole scenario in bed, guys? Just like
Of course, the problem being that you'll go slowly mad. You'll go slowly mad because you'll be defying your risk.
Curious or whatever it is.
You're not selling it to the viewers at home. It's like play this D&D game where we stay in bed all day and
lie in bed.
It's wish fulfillment.
Roberta, you're hot, by the way. Chris's character's hot. Just saying.
Are you guys starting the flirting already?
She's got that storm for X-Men looking. You know that does it for me. Like.
Oh, Chris, you're screwed today. Told you to be careful about playing a female character.
So, A little bit more about the hospital. So the hospital is severely understaffed
Mm-hmm.
for various reasons. It's like I
Right.
say, it runs on the skeleton staff at the best of times, but at the moment it is even for this place it is severely understaffed. There are 2 doctors here at Our Lady's Sorrow. Dr. Drake, who is one of the resident doctors and
Is she a
surgeons.
pediatrician?
He's assigned, so he's the doctor that's assigned to most of your cases. Some of you are assigned to Dr. Haverley, who is a specialist from County Hospital. He's not resident at this hospital, but he does make a few regular visits every week. But he is assigned to some of the patients, although currently Dr. Drake is dealing with most of those. The head nurse, there's a head nurse who's called Anne Mather. She's an elderly, old school nurse, quite strict, with disobedient, treats patients like disobedient children. She's got no nonsense for troublemakers or people who are just going to make her day difficult. She thinks patients should be in the bed. That's what they're here for. That's where they should be. That's where they should remain. Then you've got 2 regular nurses that are assigned to Ward 3. There are other nurses. There are a couple, probably between 1 and 2 nurses assigned to the different wards in the hospital. But you've got 2 nurses that are assigned to Ward 3. There is Nurse Una Dampier and Nurse Marie Clayton. There's also the hospital porter, who is a bit. It's called goes by the name of Alf. A bit of a lurching, chumbling mountain of a man.
Big Hodor, is
All
it?
right.
Not one for many words.
A Hodor.
Yeah. And of course, you've got there are other patients in the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
But you are the few patients that are on Ward 3.
Quick question about the hospital. Sorry, I think I just missed a detail. So it used to be Catholic, Catholic.
Yeah, it used to be
owned by a Catholic church, and it was sold to the state. When was it sold to the state?
In the 60s.
In the 60s, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, it was a Catholic charity hospital.
Okay. Cool.
I was going to ask if there were any nuns that were nurses.
No, it's not Catholic. It's not in any way associated with the Catholic Church anymore. No.
Okay.
Okay. So, let me just. So, right. So the game. So the opening scene. We will open with a scene. It's in the middle of the night. The first night that Wendy Shaw has since Wendy Shaw has been admitted.
Mm-hmm.
All of you are asleep in Ward 3. When you are suddenly woken by some commotion in the ward. And can you all, before we go any further, can you all roll me a 6-sided die?
A 6-sider.
6-sided.
4.
Okay. So Herman.
Music's very cool.
Ed,
So,
Martin,
you-
6-sided dice.
I'm trying to do it, but now it says minus. Let me roll this out because it's rolled 2 dice for me for no reason with a -3.
Just use the thing at the bottom
That's
right.
fine. That's fine. Those are 2. Okay,
No,
that's
I've
fine.
done it now.
Okay, I got
Oh,
1.
it's
That's fine.
You
It's okay. That's okay.
copied my dice, Martin. I can't believe you copied my dice.
I didn't. I specially made them. I spent a whole minute and a half like.
I was like, I looked at the skull thing. I was like, oh, it's the misfit skull. That's punk as fuck. Yes, so excited to put it on, and you've done it as well.
Just click the first one that came up, but I'm glad that you spent a lot of time doing
Stole my thunder.
So, you are all woken suddenly by commotion in the ward. Opening your eyes, you see a nude, wild-eyed, mad-looking man burst into the room, completely naked. He's wild-eyed, emaciated, and he jumps onto Herman's bed and screams, just starts screaming incoherently.
I start
And
screaming
begins
back at him.
tearing at Herman's blankets, scrabbling like a desperate animal.
I start screaming back and kicking at him with my 2 feet, going kick, 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 and going, ah, get away from me, you mad naked man.
Okay, so he pulls away your sheets and starts trying to undo your pajamas,
Oh my-
scrabbling at your crotch.
Oh my days. I'm being sexually assaulted, Phil. Jesus Christ, you're going in hard on this one, right? I'm going to kick him right in the
Right, so-
I'm going to
It's
attempt to kick
not
him right in the
still the
nose, mate.
simulator.
I'm going to kick him right in the nose.
Can you all make a well, let's see, what would it?
Woo.
Give us a oh God, let me actually some tokens. There we go. I've got some tokens there. So what would it be?
Jesus Christ, Phil. Turned it straight up to 10 on this one, eh?
Just give us another 6-sided dice roll.
Okay.
3. Straight in with the sexual assault, Phil. Straight away there. Turning it straight up to 10.5, man. Jesus Christ. Ooh, nice dice.
Is that everybody? Just need one from.
Yeah, mine keeps doing this thing where it will. Hold on. No, go away. Just ignore it. Alright, there you go. Just roll normally. There you go.
Right, okay.
It keeps increasing the amount of dice, and I'm just trying to roll one, so.
No problem, no problem. Right, so, like I said, this guy jumps on things, scrabbling at Herman's crotch, like, "Ah!" And Robert, from where the angle at where your bed, where your bed is, you got like a perfect view of his rear from the back, and you can see that he's missing his testicles. His scrotum is clearly loose and empty, blood dribbling from the wound all over the bed.
Oh shit.
Herman, you can see there's a hospital patient bracelet on his wrist, partially chewed, and this man continues to shout and babble incoherently.
Oh my days.
That'd do it.
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably go mental if my balls were torn out. I wouldn't be sexually assaulting people though. Can I kick this guy right in the mouth? Sorry.
You can if you wish. It will cost you a point of health.
I'm gonna have to, man. He's going for my nuts.
Okay, so I will.
He
So
wants-
this.
He's trying to replace his own with mine. He's going to steal them. It's not even sexual assault. He's trying to actually take the fuckers.
So this, because since this is first thing, I will provide some guidance on with the using the skills and things. But from after this, it's down to you. Like I say, you have to elect to use something to be able to benefit.
I'm going to use my
find
foot.
things out. So, for instance, in this case, this guy is muttering incoherently, and you catch the odd word, and you all realize he's speaking German.
Oh,
So
okay.
if you have at least 1 point in languages, you may be able to discern some of what he's saying.
I do.
I do as well. But I'm going to let you go ahead and roll that if you want, Lee. I'm not interested.
No, it's no roll. It's no roll.
All
No
right.
roll. It's automatic.
Oh, and I don't have
Yeah,
to spend
it's-
anything.
but it's just
It's-
basic, isn't it? Until you spend points in it.
Yeah.
Right.
If you want to spend, you can.
Right,
You can at
okay,
this
okay,
point
okay.
elect to spend points.
No,
if
I'm
you
not,
wish.
because I'm just concerned with getting them off me. So I'll take the basic information in this case then.
Okay.
I think I will, Phil. I think that
Okay.
could be significant.
Okay.
think so
In
too,
which
but I've got
case,
bigger
does anybody else
concerns.
have languages? No.
I don't.
In which case, if you would do me until I give you the thumbs up, if you would do me the honor of removing your headsets if you do not have the
Oh,
language skill, just for one moment. Okay, so this guy is muttering something in German, something about the eye that sees and the hand that unlocks. And Wendy, you not only you get the impression that he's not just randomly saying, just not just random words. You think he's quoting from something.
Okay.
So you can put your... So Herman, you're going to try and kick him off, are you?
Oh, I'll go for the face.
Okay, so you immediately lose 1 point of health.
Right. Okay. So I just move it down to the 5 from the 6. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And then you make a 6-sided dice roll. So you use your scuffling skill.
Every day I'm scuffling. Do I just roll the +0?
So you
Oh, no,
can
that's a
decide whether to spend any points, any scuffling points on that. You've only got 2.
test. Can I spend more than 1?
You can spend more than 1. You can spend all 2 if you want.
Aye, because this guy's going for my testicles, mate. He's trying for
Okay,
my,
so you
my-
click.
My balls.
my nuts.
So click on the plus button,
So I press the
Go up
plus.
the point.
Yeah, I've pressed that twice. Now do I hit the word
and then press
scuffling or the thing on the right?
the button to the side that's got the dice on it.
Button on the right.
It should like dice icon with you. There you go. There you go. You got 2. Okay, so that's fine. So you managed to temporarily knock him away, but he's
wait.
completely manic, and he
Immediately
just
grabs your balls.
I made a
and he
mistake there.
immediately scrambles back onto the bed and he's
Oh.
going, and he's like just rambling.
Shit, I've made a horrible
In
mistake
German.
there as well, because I've just realised what you said before. I've got to leave 1 point in the skill to be able to use it, and I've just spent both my
No,
points.
no.
No?
You don't have to leave. No. Using all Paul, if you use all the points.
so having a
before
number
that
on the
doesn't affect-
right hand side means that I can use it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
like
you can always
shooting,
use- you
for
can always
example,
use a
I've got
skill.
a 0 there. I
That is
can't
just
ever
your
use
just
shooting.
your pool.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Thank you. Right, well, Jesus, I'm gonna try and jump off the bed away from him, like back the way over to whoever the next bed is. I'm just gonna launch myself onto somebody.
Okay. Okay.
Try and escape
Well,
him.
what about
Das
everybody else?
Auge. Das Auge is what it is. Just so you know.
The eye, yeah. Because we're playing Das Schwarze Auge on every second Saturday.
That's
It's
Auge,
a-
yeah, that's what. So yeah, that's
Yeah,
just what
we're
it says.
play-
That's
we're playing
Auge. That's Auge.
We're playing that German RPG. It's called Das Schwarze Auge, and it means the dark eye. Yeah.
I'm going to be talking to Roberto, like waking up and like, Roberto is. I'm not really familiar with the kids. What the kids are into these days. Is this like one of them sexual things that they're into? Just like point to the whole scene.
I'm presuming there's a nurse button. I'm going to start like jamming
Oh, I
the
never
nurse
thought
button
about
and
my
kind of
button.
like
Yeah.
holding me thing back, me
Okay.
sheets on my bed while I'm like jamming the button
Okay.
I'm
and shouting for the nurse.
launching myself in any direction away from this guy. Yeah.
Nurse.
And what about Ed?
Oh no, I just said what I'm doing. I'm
Oh, sorry.
literally just like
Talking to Roberto.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Roberto,
Yeah, I
I'm
forgot we're
basically-
not
so I
slot doing
woke
it.
up yeah, so I'm basically just thinking it's one of them new kids wangled things that they're doing.
Me and
Okay.
Mitchell.
Okay, clearly the sedatives are still in full effect.
Yeah.
And what about Roberta? What's Roberta doing? This, like I said, this guy is on top of of Herman just like he's ripped his sheets away and is now trying to in the process of trying to rip his pajama bottoms off,
Roberta's
shrieking in German.
Roberta's cowering under covers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So you sit. Wendy, you start pulling, pressing the buzzer.
Definitely.
Summon the nurse, and you can hear it in the distance. You can hear the sound of the buzzer at the nurse station on the ward.
I'll shout out loud as well. Nurse.
Okay. So
Das Auge the seat.
I'll start
so then,
shouting
like I said,
as well.
this guy is just like rip. Is just it pulls down your pajama bottoms, and then he just grabs hold of your balls.
No
and
way.
Squeezes and just like his hands lock onto your balls like a vice.
Oh, see, Ed would be getting up at this point. I mean, like, fun is fun and love is love, but there's a fucking limit. So I'd be like,
Thanks, man.
walking over at this point.
Okay, so you will have to expend a point of health to get out of bed. So this guy, like I say, he's trying to try.
I have to do that in real life. You just make these noises and you go.
No, I'm now
Get out of bed.
screaming in pain, like screaming in pain. There's no mistaking this guy. This is not fun. This is not like a sex thing. This guy's hurting me.
Yeah, I'll run over. I guess, can I run over, or do I have to like hobble over?
If you run, that will if you run, that will cause you to expend more health.
I mean, it's a guy's balls. Go on, fuck it. Two
Thanks,
balls, 2 health
Oh,
points.
okay. Right, so yeah, he's got all the, and he's crushing your testicles. You take a point of damage, and he's just like.
Oof.
And then so Ed, you come up behind this guy. You can. So what are you going to do?
What is happening to my ears?
Can I guess, like, restrain him? Like,
you can restrain him. You can.
Like
you
a
can
cop,
indeed
like he must know moves like the cops would know to, like, restrain.
Yeah, the arm
without
behind the back
hurting
one
him.
where you push it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, or that bouncer thing where you do the pressure points and then they pass out.
Yeah, so you can grab him, maybe
something like
grab him
that.
round the game in a neck hold or something. So that will cost you another point of health for another strenuous act.
Oh, fuck. Your balls better be okay, or I'm going to be pissed off. I
Grab
own
him
them
by
now.
his
Your
balls,
are
Martin.
my
Fight
balls.
fire with fire. This is a dirty
Has it got
bastard.
any balls for me to grab?
Oh yeah, shit. Fuck me.
what do I need to roll?
Because you're coming up behind him, you can have a +1. So basically, you go to scuffling. You can use the plus button to add points of scuffling if you wish, which will give a bonus to your dice roll.
Every day I'm
No, I'll just do a
scuffling.
normal scuffling. But
So
did you say I
you
could add one
You
more
can have
dice
you can
as
have
a-
+1 anyway. Yeah.
Oh, no, wait. No, but I
Oh,
got
it's okay,
2.
we
but
can-
then you
yeah,
said
we can
I
do it,
could
yeah,
have
+1.
So 3. So 3.
Yeah. So that will, in this case, that will be enough. Yes. You managed to grab him, and as you grab him, he loosens his grip on Herman's testicles and tries to struggle and fighting against you. So he tries to break free.
I lost 3 health points for that, right? So I need to deduct them.
Yes.
So I keep an
So 1 health point to get out of bed, 1 health point to rush over, 1 health point to grapple him.
Herman appreciates you, Ed, saving my balls. Like that's
I'm having a rest. after
back
the
to
day.
bed.
So yeah, this guy is trying to and he's going to expend the last of his.
Appreciate that,
is
Martin. I would
scuffle
spend my
pool.
health points saving your balls as well, mate, and you know it.
Oh, so right, yeah. So and pull and like break 3
Oh,
of your
sorry.
grasp.
You froze a wee bit there, Phil. I don't know if it's just for me or for
Yeah, you
everybody.
Oh, did I?
Yeah. Say that again.
Okay, so yeah, as he sinks his teeth into Ed's forearm, puncturing the skin, drawing blood, and just wrenches, like pulls himself free of your grasp, and then just falls upon Herman again.
Jesus.
I'm on page 2 of my notes already.
Do I take another health point for him binding me, or is it like just like a
No,
surface
that it's
wound?
not enough to. Yeah, it's not enough. It's enough to cause you pain to like release him, but no, it doesn't. Not
Like-
enough to do damage.
Is anyone coming now? Because obviously I'm guessing it's been like a minute. Like, can we hear anyone?
So you can
moving?
hear the sound of somebody running towards the ward. Yeah.
Can I try and like grab like a curtain, one of the curtains that go around the beds, and try and fucking pull it over him or something?
Okay.
Try and use it as like a clothesline. Try and wrap the up in it, man. This is an absolute animal. This thing. Or actually, fuck it. He went for my balls. I will fight that. Is there anything I can pick up? There's not likely to be anything dangerous I can pick up in a ward, is there? Is there evasive flowers? Flowers in a vase?
There's maybe like a water jug or something.
Is there no flowers in a vase?
If you want, why not?
Yeah. Can I pick one of them up and just beat him in the
What,
head
one of the
with it?
flowers?
No, a vase, mate. A fucking ceramic on a glass vase. Fuck you,
Yeah,
flower.
okay, yeah. Go on. Yeah, go on.
Aye, right,
That will
okay.
you will lose a point of health to do it.
Fine, hopefully he's going to lose all of his.
Because it's strenuous activity.
It is,
Yeah,
aye.
yeah.
But I'm going to try and wrap it round his skull, like.
Go on then. Give us a scuffling check. You can. Well, you got. If you got any points left in your pool, you can.
No, I used them all
add them
before,
for
so
roll
every
as you
day I'm
wish.
scuffling. Let's go. 2 shit.
That is Amy. So you swing and you manage to keep hold of the vase, but yeah, you miss.
I need to get a health point off again.
Just
I'm down to 3
maybe
already.
just like
Jeez.
just like it grazes top of his head, but nothing of any relevance.
Okay, I'm down to 3
Or
health
it is,
already,
but
boys.
probably in a force.
Yeah, no, you didn't strike him with enough force at all. Alrighty. So, is anybody else doing anything? Or are we going back to Ed?
I was just gonna see. Is there anything I can use to examine what he looks like? Like, as in, if there's any marks on his body, on his naked body, if there's like lashes or something like that on his back.
What? Well, you can suggest skill. I'm not sure. Let's look at. You got your token,
Marks where he's been
which is-
restrained on his wrist or something, maybe.
Let
I
me
was
have a
gonna,
look.
yeah, or like his wrists, like you said.
So, you haven't really got any investigative skills. There's a skill called Notice, which is essentially like spot hidden, but you haven't. You're not
I've
very.
not got it.
No, you're not very attentive apparently. So no. So in the if you
No.
were if you were stood there and you were able to spend some time to look him over, then. But in the chaos of it, oh no, you can't.
Moment, darkened ward in middle at night. Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
It is dark. It is dark. The only
No,
light,
it's-
that comes in is from the from outside the ward. So a bit of
yeah.
dim light.
No, I'm not getting out of bed. I'm not getting involved. I'm just like with me bed clothes, desperately pressing this button.
I love how 2 of
Okay.
us are still in bed.
I bet you're both streaming it on your phones though. I bet you put your phones out.
There's blood all over the place. I'm
Nobody's
being
got any
assaulted.
phones. The head nurse
Oh.
does not allow anybody to have phones in the hospital. All your phones are confiscated on arrival.
I love how 2 of the PCs are still in bed. Like, it's absolute chaos already. There's a madman with his balls dripping blood attacking me, trying to sexually assault me. And you guys are just still in bed.
I mean,
No!
if no way,
I'm terrified.
I'll
So am
run
I.
to the because I've already tried to knock him out and he's clearly quite strong out. Can I run to the doorway and start screaming down the corridor like for help?
Yeah. So as you turn and start heading towards the nurse's station, I'll not incur another health point from you at this point. You see Nurse Dampier and the porter rushing towards you. So Nurse Dampier, she's presumably of French origin. She's quite young, sort of mid-20s, quite attractive. The porter, on the other hand, is a little less so. This is Alf, the porter.
Oh Jesus, it is Hodor.
Oh Jesus!
That's what I
Right,
actually look
deal.
like without a filter. I actually look like that. This is like a big AI.
So yeah, the nurse and the porter come rushing in, and Alf just grabs him, just wraps his arms around this patient, this naked man, and as Alf drags him off your bed and starts dragging him across the ward, he shouts like, "They'll come for you too! They'll come for you too!"
Leave my
And-
balls
My
alone.
balls. I'm covering my balls as he said.
Yeah, I'm holding my balls. You fucking stay away from my balls, you absolute madman.
He falls quickly. He soon falls silent as the nurse Dampier injects him with a heavy dose of
Yeah.
sedative, and Alf then drags him from the ward. Well, carries him like a rag doll. Just picks him up like a rag doll. Carries him out of the ward, and you see him turn and head towards the where the lift is located in the central area of the hospital. Right. So
Right.
Nurse Dampier, she comes over to you, and says, "Are you all right?
No, I'm
I'm
not.
so sorry. I'm so sorry."
There's a crazy man he was squeezing
Yeah.
my balls. He was trying to take my balls. His were missing, and he was trying to take mine.
Little bruise. I'm afraid they're going to be a little sore for a while. I do apologise. I don't know why. I don't know how it happened. He escaped from Ward 4 up on the top floor, where the psychiatric patients are. He's never been violent before, though. This is the thing. He must have had a reaction to some of the new drugs they've been.
What
They put
happened
him
to
on.
his balls?
I'm sorry.
What happened to his balls? The man's ball sack was empty, ripped open, and he was bleeding from where his balls should be.
I don't know. Well,
Look, and I pointed out the blood on the floor where he was dragged away, because he was dripping blood, right?
Yeah, so you points out. She just noticed these spots, but she goes, "Oh, God, I better inform the doctor." But is everybody okay? Can I get anybody anything?
I mean, that man's losing blood very fast. I think someone needs to be made aware of that. That man's going to die bleeding like that, isn't he?
So he wasn't bleeding a lot. There was just a small.
Oh,
it
so
wasn't
just a little bit of blood.
Yeah, the blood, blood dripping, visibly dripping, but it wasn't. It weren't gushing blood or anything by any means.
Survivable, but yeah.
But he didn't have any balls. We can confirm that. So it's still pretty shocking.
Yeah, Roberta can confirm that he definitely had no balls.
She's seen it from the back,
Right.
flapping in the breeze. Imagine the empty sack.
Can I ask the nurse, did he come in with balls? Because maybe they need to update his chart, if they're losing body parts of patients when they come in.
Yeah.
Update his chart.
NHS. I shouldn't pay for Booper.
I'm pretty sure. But are you sure? Are you sure everybody's okay? I mean, we wouldn't want anybody to be
Ballless.
suffering. Well, indeed.
Yeah. Yes, I'm okay. So long as and I'll mention to Herman. Are you okay?
Well, I mean, the man's trying to rip off my pajama trousers. Imagine if that was one of the women that he had attacked that. But at first, I thought the man was trying to sexually assault me. But then he tried to tear my testicles off. I'm as shocked as I am upset. I don't know what's going on. At first, I thought it was one thing, and then he's trying to rip the testicles right off me, and he's got no testicles. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen, and then I don't know what the fuck. Yeah, I'm okay. Thank you. I'm okay. Are you okay? It's pretty scary shit.
I am. I was just scared for you.
I mean, it
Obviously,
hurts.
I'm kind of playing with my hair like that.
It hurts, but I mean, I think I got away lucky. He was trying to tear them off, it felt like.
Some crazy people around here in this ward.
Escaped from Ward 4, she said, the nurse. Is that the Nutter Ward, aye? Or they all Nutter?
It's
They're all
about them,
Nutter
like
wards, aye.
fussing around everybody, making sure that they're okay, that nobody's upset. Has anybody got bullshit detector?
Aye.
Yes.
Yeah, I think everyone has.
So if you've got at least 1 point in bullshit detector, you get the impression
Yep.
she's genuinely concerned for people. She's generally concerned and apologetic for what's happened.
Yeah.
But there's also a side to it of like almost like an undertone of please don't sue us.
Well, I was
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that was the first thought that was in my head just now was like, I'm going to sue this fucking place to smithereens. I've just been sexually assaulted while in the care of this hospital. It's pretty traumatic.
Want to sleep?
Oh,
So
there was a pause there.
just want to sleep. I just need some sleep.
Yeah,
Okay.
if you can get to sleep after that.
Okay, like I say, she fusses around everybody for a few minutes.
Yeah.
Brings anybody a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, and maybe a sandwich or a biscuit, and makes sure everybody's as comfortable as they can be.
Is there maybe any sedatives I can take for my nerve?
Yeah?
What?
What was that?
Is there
was
any
scared.
sedatives that I can maybe take for my nerves?
Oh, Chris has got his voice.
I thought I was having a stroke. I was like,
I
oh
was
my
like,
god,
what the fuck? It's Chris has got a voice on.
I'm dead.
Yes, I'll get. Well, I can't. I can't get. I can't administer any sedatives without the doctor's permission. But I can certainly get you something to help you sleep. If that would help, Roberta.
Yeah, that would help a lot. If you could bring me something, it's just I'm really shocked with everything that I've seen. So
I quite
it
understand.
would really help me sleep.
Chris, that's
I'll
fantastic.
come back with something. I'll be
So disturbing. It's what I imagine Chris's sister sounds like really Irish, but feminine.
It's
very disturbing.
It's weird, but it's good. I like it.
It's
Yeah.
good. It's just
Love it, man.
So yeah, she comes. So Nurse Dampier returns maybe about 10 minutes later or so, and gives you some tablets to help you sleep.
But just before she leaves, I'll say, is Doctor what's the doctor's name? Is Dr. Haviland
Drake.
gonna be here?
No, I'm afraid Dr. Havel isn't here at the moment. He's due to come and do his rounds in the next I think either tomorrow or the day after. And she picks up the chart from the end of your bed. Says, oh yes, you're on the patients under Dr. Haverley's care. Well, Dr. Drake will attending to you until Dr. Haverley is able to come to the hospital.
I'm hiding in my bed. I'm back in my bed now.
Okay.
Even though I know that I'm going to lose health for getting back out there again, but I'm getting back in my bed because I'm fucking scared, disturbed, feel sick.
Other disturbing influence. No more madmen. For unwary patients. So eventually, you each drift off to sleep after this intrusion. But as you do, you think just at the edge of your perception, something dragging along the floor, a distant banging like metal hitting a pipe. and strong smell of disinfectant. As you finally drift off, you could swear the whole building, it's if the whole building shifts uneasily, as if its sleep has also been disturbed.
Nice.
Creepy.
Could I ask another question before
You
we
can
move?
indeed.
So when the nurse got me the drugs, was it from within the ward?
No.
Would I have been able to see from my bed? No.
No.
Okay.
She would have got. She would have to have gone to the dispensary.
Okay.
So, despite that, you get a relatively good night's sleep. Herman, you wake to an ache, an uncomfortable ache in your groin.
Yeah, no
You
doubt.
all can regain 4 health if you lost any health during the previous evening.
Didn't.
But that can only go up to the starting one we got, right? So I can't
Yeah.
get more than 6.
No,
Capped out at
can't
6,
go
yeah.
more than half of your maximum health.
Well, you say half of my maximum fail. I started at 6 and my maximum's 8.
Oh.
Are you saying my maximum's 4? Because it was set on 6 when I
Let
started.
me just check the character sheet.
Yeah, mine's 6, but half of it would be 5.
Yeah, half of mine would
Yeah, I
be
think
4,
it's
but it's
rounding.
set on
It's
6.
rounding up. Let me have a look.
Okay. I'll
Double
change mine
check.
to
Double check.
5.
That's
I would
true.
change mine to 4 if that's
So
the case.
Ed, so Ed has his maximum is 10, but his health is 6. So yeah, it's giving you slightly above average. So yeah, you've got your maximum is currently 6. Bobby is not in the game, whereas Roberta, whose maximum health is 10, she only has 5. So I guess it's because Ed's big tough bloke. Wendy, maximum health is 10, but she has 5. And and Herman, despite the fact that you were quite sick, well, you have less maximum health. Your maximum health is 8, but yeah, you have 6. So you can't go
It's
any
probably
above.
because you're sick all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm used
exactly.
to being sick. Like I'm at 80% strength when I'm sick.
Yeah.
Your fucking maximum health is everyone's 80.
Yeah. Aye, because my max is 8. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So I'm at 80% strength for me, which is still 60% strength for the rest of you.
It's 50% strength for everyone else.
Aye.
You shouldn't even be in here. This is just your normal thing, right?
I'm a sickly dying little rat of a man, like. I'm not dying, I'm just really sickly and just not really living.
Can I put you out your misery just for like it's not worth it? Just put a pillow over your head.
Maybe,
just,
mate,
gently
maybe, yeah.
ease into it.
See how it goes.
Scrum my ball.
No, leave my balls
So the
alone.
next
I did not
morning-
enjoy that.
Yep.
You
next
are
morning.
woken by Nurse Clayton, who bustles in, opens the curtains, letting in the cold spring light spill into the room. Outside, you can see the grounds of the hospital are now white, snow-covered lawns stretching to a row of leafless trees along the road. Plaster statues of saints and martyrs stare out of the fog.
Is Nurse Clayton, is
Nice.
that Marie or
So
Una?
you can take a moment during this new morning to take a breath, to let the characters to get to know each other a little better. So you can engage, talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah. So obviously after we've had his breakfast and stuff like that, I'll just casually ask, and are you okay today?
It just hurts.
You're not
I'm
too traumatized.
I mean, I am a little, but obviously the sedatives and stuff that they keep me on here keep me quite well sedated. I'm on a lot for anxiety and things anyway, and for helping me sleep. But it's just the pain. The man was trying to tear off my testicles, and it's just hurt me. I'm scared to look at them because they're going to be all bruised, I think.
It's crazy that such a thing can happen.
Yeah.
I think it's because they may be understaffed. What are you in here for normally?
What am I not in here for? And
It's that bad.
he'll like point his eyes over towards the document at the end of his bed, and Wendy will notice it's about that thick. the thing of paper on the front of it.
Yeah.
I was born sick. And I've always been sick. And they don't know why. There's no reason why I should be this sick all the time, but I just am, and they can't seem to work it out. I've been in hospital most of my life. What about you? What are you in for?
She looks down at the bed for a minute, and she kind of shrugs absently and says,
Everybody's froze.
Oh, I can hear
Oh.
you.
Oh, there we go.
It froze for me for a minute.
Yeah, just for a minute though, yeah.
Oh,
I think Lee's still freezing, but everybody else is okay for me.
yeah.
Yeah, I can do.
I'll figure it out.
Say again,
Sorry,
mate.
yes.
You're back now.
I'm not quite sure. But when Dr. Avila comes, they'll fix me up and send me on my way, I'm sure. And she just kind of like looks a bit nervous and a bit shifty about it. Walks around and says, "Well, that's if we can get out of here."
Can we use our bullshit
Looks
detector
like
on other
something.
PCs, Phil?
Sorry?
Can we use our bullshit detector on other PCs?
You can, yeah.
I want to know how much Wendy's holding back for me. How much of that is?
Yeah. So you. Yeah. Are you holding anything back? Would the You don't have to tell them.
Not
You
there.
obviously
There
don't.
is definitely more to the story,
Yeah.
but it's not false.
Right,
It's
okay,
not
yeah.
an obvious lie.
That's it. You don't need to tell them more than that. That's fine.
Yeah, but you're clearly not telling a full story. There's a lot more information
Clearly.
you're withholding.
Yeah, clearly,
Okay.
like almost kind of avoiding the subject and just looking super awkward.
Yeah. Don't say any more
as
than
it's
that. Don't say
brought-
any more than that. Don't.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool,
okay.
cool. I'll just look around. I'll lie back. I mean, have we been served breakfast yet? I'm going to sit up in my bed at least.
Not quite yet.
Not quite. I'm going to sit up in my bed, stretch, maybe take a piss in my bedpan. I'm not getting out of bed. Lose a health point for that. Piss in my pan.
you pissing blood.
Oh yeah, am I pissing blood? That's a valid question. That's a valid question.
I would say no. No, it's probably
Good.
painful, but no.
Okay, yeah, nice. Okay, at least there's no blood in my pisses. That's a good sign. There's no more blood in my piss than usual, anyway.
Can I be shifty because I'm like obviously basically a cop all the time? Can I be like looking at everyone's charts at the end of their bed because I've got like 3 in medic? So can I be like just checking out what it says, what it says on the chart?
Yes, I guess you can, unless anybody objects to you doing that.
Well, yeah, when you get to mine, I'll say that's for the doctors, not for you.
I can still quickly look at it. It's not like I'm just going over and grabbing it. I'm gonna like.
Oh
you
yeah,
know,
if you're
grab
glancing,
it, go over and try and. Yeah, I'm not gonna pick it up, but I want to be surface, because they have a few things.
I'm not going to be bothered if he's looking at mine. Good luck with that. You'll be there all day.
caressing my hand like that. Just kind of like looking out of the window at the snow.
So I'll let Wendy.
I froze a bit then, Phil. I didn't hear what you said.
Yeah.
I'll let you decide what Ed might catch a glimpse of on your chart. You
Well,
can decide how much information.
Last time Discord was being shitty for me, we all jumped out the channel and came back and it was better. So decide soon when to do a halftime break, and we'll do a halftime break.
Yeah, we
soon.
can do that. Well, it's almost 10 o'clock, so shall we do it at 10 o'clock?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
when we do our halftime break, we'll just all jump out and back in. Hopefully that'll help that a bit.
Yeah.
Right.
Cool. But yeah, so like I say, it's up to you what how much information Ed catches a glimpse of. I think you're frozen again. Everybody keeps freezing.
Yeah, I can see everyone.
Yeah, I think.
Can tell Chris is there because his light.
Yeah, Chris's lights move. Everyone does keep freezing for me.
Oh wow, everybody's frozen again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it as
I
well.
can hear
I can still hear, yeah.
you.
Should we do that now?
Should we do a halftime break now?
Yeah. Let's try that now because there's no point like just if it's just stopping and starting
Sweet.
anyway.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All yours, Phil.
Where did we leave? I forgot where we left it.
It was daytime, wasn't it?
It is. So
We
yeah.
were
So
waiting
the
on his
characters.
breakfast.
Yeah, we're having a bit of a
Waiting on the
thing between the
breakfast, yeah.
characters, weren't we? A bit expanding as knowledge of the characters a bit more, weren't we?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think the ex-cop Ed was looking at notices,
our-
weren't it?
Yeah, looking at our board.
There wouldn't be
so-
too much. I don't think there would be too much on my sheet, but it will probably
No,
say
not on the covering sheet, was there?
no. And you said how much I wanted to kind of reveal.
Indeed.
It will probably say something on it about being in for observation or observing, checks or something like that. And like I say, I'm kind of just like messing with my hands and looking outside.
And you all know that she came in suffering with really bad dehydration.
Dehydration.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So yeah, does
Well,
anybody else want to say anything
yeah,
like this? Is
when
there
Ed's
anything more
looking
about
at-
the characters?
When Ed's looking at
Perhaps,
everyone else's things.
sorry, go on.
Sorry, when Ed's looking at everyone else's things, I'm going to say, and what are you in for then, Ed? Because he's looking at everybody else's sheets. What are you in for then, Mr. Curious?
Oh, Ed's happy to show you. He literally just kind of like starts to undoes his pants a little bit at the top, keeping his underwear on, and you can see obviously that he, even though he's in his 50s, he's basically stacked and ripped. He's like an older Chris Kidd, Still got it, and he gets his massive thigh out, but you can see there is like a bit of an infect, like well, you can see he's got like a bandage over his leg, and he says this is what he's in for, and just points at it.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay.
So, like I say, we can continue with that, or if you want, we can just move on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just going to move on.
Oh wait, no,
I'm not disengaged. I'm playing my character.
I'm waiting.
No, it's fine. No, it's fine. It's fine.
Wait to hear if we're going to hear from Roberta, like if she's going to talk to anybody. Do
Yeah,
we
she's
know
been under
Roberta
the
how long she's been in for? Has she been in
is-
longer than me?
Is Ed gonna look at the sheets?
Oh yeah, right.
Well, yeah. Yeah,
I've
it's
caught
going round.
on a circle. I've been trying to just see the first sheet of all your stuff to see what it says.
I mean, like I say,
so-
unless anybody stops him, there's nothing stopping Ed from picking up the clipboard. Obviously, not going to be able to decipher all the details from it because it's a lot of medical jargon and stuff. But yeah, be able to pick up some information. But like I say, if as Ed's going around doing that, you can reveal as little as much as you wish.
Well,
For the reasons why you're here.
Ed, can you work out what's wrong with me? Because the doctors can't, does looking at that sheet help you any more than it helps them?
I just say you have a beautiful Celtic voice. I don't know why you're here. I don't know. What do I see on the sheet? Is there anything? Does it say like I don't know. I don't even know what these sheets say, but I know they have like your brief information, like for
It
nurses and stuff.
probably you probably just get my full name, you get my heart rate, that's about it. There's not really anything on it because the doctors don't really know why I'm here.
I
No.
think you have fibromyalgia or Lyme disease. In my medical opinion, it's what-
I'll
Is
tell
that
you
your
what,
assessment,
Tell
Dr.
you.
Hayward?
I'll tell you what. If you wish, if you want to spend a point, bear in mind that you won't get it back. If you want to spend a point from your medic skill, I'll give you. You'll be able to decide because you've got rank 3 in it. So I'll let you decipher something from the sheet.
Yeah, okay, I want to do it. Yeah, I'm
Guy
gonna use
goes,
1 point
Chris.
for this pointless activity. I'm gonna do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do I have to do on my sheet? Do I need to
Just
minus
just minus a point. Yeah, and minus a point on medic.
Oh, well, let me. Do I have to? Oh, I need to go and edit. Sorry, don't I to do it?
No,
Yeah.
no, on the ability sheet.
No, you just actually use it. Just press the plus button to use the point and
Yeah,
it'll
press
come
the
off.
plus button. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Okay. So press the plus button.
I mean, there's like a magnifying glass that if you hover over it, it says spend.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, it's done it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rolled a 4.
Yeah, so the roll doesn't actually make any difference. Doing that.
Okay.
But
All
okay,
right.
so no, that's fine. It's just I think it just does that, does it? So Roberta, they are keeping her under observation. She has been suffering from
Hotness.
blackouts.
Oh, blackout.
As they appear to be running, various tests, but there's no, they've not found anything conclusive to the reasons why she's suffering these blackouts.
I'll keep that to myself. I'm not going to shout it out to everyone.
No, well, it's only you that's seen it. Like I say, unless the only person who's was it Herman stopped you looking at his chart?
No,
if
I'm
you're
not bothered.
actually looking, then I would have an issue. But if you're
It was Wendy.
glancing kind of thing,
Yeah.
then no,
Okay.
then fine.
No,
But
just
yes.
Roberta's else I picked up and I chant, yeah, and then I'm done, yeah.
Okay. Does anybody else want to
No, like I said, I'm not trying. I'm actively not trying to engage.
Okay.
Herman does a
Um,
lot of coughing in the morning. He's a very sick young man, and he does lots and lots of coughing, and it's just going to hurt because his balls are in loads of pain. And when he coughs, when you cough, it makes your balls jump. So he's going to be like, a lot of that.
I mean, so we can move, let the morning move on
Roberta was going
Um,
to say something, I think.
if you wish.
Yeah.
I wanna call the nurse if I can. If I
Okay,
can
yeah,
call
of
the
course you
nurse
can.
in
Yeah, well,
with
the
button.
nurses are coming. They
And
come
breakfast and that.
in and out, meandering, doing the usual hospital routine. They come in, give you your modern medication, take your take blood samples, take your blood pressure, take your temperature, they're constantly wandering in and out, and the other hospital staff come and bring you breakfast and a cup of tea, some cereal, toast, whatever that wet floppy toast.
Nice,
But yeah, so you can.
nice Yorkshire's toast, is it? That wet fluffy toast you get down Yorkshire.
They always put it in on the plastic covers to keep it warm, but they don't keep it warm, and it just sweats and goes all like rubber.
Sorry, I was just trying to get involved in your culture, but I might have offended
Hospital food. So you can, like I say, you can engage with the nurses anytime you want, really, during the morning.
you. As soon as Alf turns up, I want to talk to Alf because I feel that
Alf
he would.
doesn't come onto the ward.
Oh.
He's just an orderly, yeah.
He's not an orderly. He's a porter.
Or porter.
Can I
Sorry,
ask
aye.
So is
Porter.
he more like a night worker situation?
So he does work. He does work the night shift. Whether he just exclusively works the night shift or not, you don't know.
Okay, Alf was the only one I most trusted, being honest. But yeah.
But yeah, he doesn't tend to be come onto the wards unless he's unless he's he's asked to.
Well, I'm feeling very grateful to Alf for pulling that fucking madman off me, the eye guy, the dark eye guy.
But yeah, is there anything that Roberta wanted to say to the nurses?
No, nurse, by any chance, my head is really sore this morning. Is there any chance I can get some painkillers?
Yes, it'll be with your normal prescribed medication. There'll be some painkillers. But if you think you require any more pain relief, then I'll put a note on your chart, and Dr. Drake will be around this afternoon.
Oh, I don't think I could wait until then. Could you maybe get me some line?
Actually, I'll see what I can do. I'll see if I can bring you. See what the matron says. I'll see if I can bring you some extras to carry you over till the doctor comes.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I'll look at
But
Roberta.
she comes back with one of the little pill bottles with a couple of paracetamol.
I'm gonna when
And
they come round.
she stands. She gives you a drink. She hands you the pills. Hands you a glass of water, and she stands waiting for you to take them.
Take them.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like, look at a tongue, do the tongue thing.
I'm gonna try and keep my painkillers from my meds, and this morning when my meds come round, I'm gonna try and keep my painkillers for Roberta.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask for extra. Nurse.
Do you take
Nurse,
painkillers?
No, yeah, I take painkillers every day. I'm sick as fuck with loads of things, remember. I'm gonna ask for some extra painkillers for my fucked up balls, actually. Can I get
they come and give you some. They give you some numbing spray, and they spray it on you.
Can I ask for some
your
oral
groin.
painkillers and then sleight of hand them?
No, they won't give you any extra additional painkillers. They give you, like I said, because what's happened. They give you some spray too.
Give me some fucking
spray.
Oromorph or something, man. Some oral, like proper, like real strong shit. Come on. Can I roll persuasion here or spend a luck point or something?
I can't prescribe you anything else, Herman, without Dr. Drake's permission. You know that very well because of the cocktail of pills that you were on.
Please, just a little morphine, please. Can I spend luck or something, Phil?
And we've had this conversation, I don't know how many times before, and you know it's not happening. You don't need morphine.
Please, just a little.
Yeah,
Some
so I'm
codeine,
already
just a little codeine or. Come on, please help me out, doctor. It's extra sore with my balls, please. My balls, nurse, my balls.
Two drug addicts. I'm watching Dudar.
Yeah.
If she's begging for drugs.
That's what's going through my mind. I'm on a junkie ward. Right, okay.
So Nurse Carol, she lifts up your gown, your hospital gown, and liberally sprays with this ice cold numbing spray around all over your groin.
Nurse, if you're gonna,
she clearly takes a little perverse pleasure in the fact that in seeing you wince and finds it hard to like suppress a chuckle.
At least give me a little reach around or something if you're gonna do that to me, nurse. Come on.
I cheer like, go on, have him. Go on.
Oh, please. Just a little something,
right,
something
so,
to take the edge off.
Yeah.
So the morning routine just meanders by. The usual day-to-day routine. The nurses wandering in and out. And there's little else to do but lie back and recuperate. There's a single television in the ward that's set in one corner of the room, so you can kind of watch it from your bed, or there's a few chairs arranged in one corner so you can sit comfortably. You can manage to get out of the bed and get over to watch the telly without incurring.
I've already commented the TV.
And what is on the TV?
I put ITV Plus on, and I've got Jean-Claude Van Damme movies on, and I'm explaining how great he is and showing them repeatedly as he punches the tiger in the face and going, "This is what a man is. If you can punch an animal in the face."
Nice, I love that. Honestly, Jean-Claude Van Damme was Jean-Claude the Man when I was growing up.
If anyone has seen that scene, I was like, "What the fuck? That's so offensive." But the best thing I've ever seen. Plus, I don't think the animal was actually hurt.
No,
It was-
Martin, you're forgetting about the scene in where they're getting their gloves in the glass and shit. That's the best scene where they're
Nah,
dipping the glove in the glass.
You can punch a lion or tiger out just because you want to. That's pretty cool. Anyway, that's what my character's doing.
Shout out
Yeah.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
I will be in front of TV with my arms folded, kind of like aimlessly watching it. I'll just comment that I thought Bruce Lee were better than Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Obviously, Bruce Lee's generational, but still.
I'm curious on, right, so how is the ward set up, right? Is it like the way that we're looking at right now? Oh,
There we go. Just,
Interesting.
Perfect timing. So, you are on floor 2. This is ward where ward 2 and 3 is located.
Yeah.
In this corner, there are the toilets. There's some stairs in the other corner. There are operating. There's operating theaters on this floor. Oops. As well as the X-ray department. There is a lift, like a central lift that services all 3 floors. And so you've been on this section of the second floor, the first floor, and of course you will have seen the reception area down the ground floor. You probably know that there's admin, doctors' offices. Obviously, there's the other part of the lift. There's a chapel on the ground floor as well. Morgue. There's kitchen and canteens over
morgue's
here.
right next to
where there's
reception.
more toilets. That's where the stairs access is. You've not been in here, but you will see. This is where the children's ward is. So yeah.
Nice.
do we know what's on the other side of the ward? Is that just say like staff and we wouldn't know?
So the east wing of this floor is it's closed off. It's all locked up. Out of bounds.
Disused, isn't it?
Disused.
And do we know anything about what's on the 3rd floor at all?
Okay, so that's
sorry, go on, Chris.
Sorry. That's disused, so we don't see staff or anyone ever going in or towards or anything towards that.
No.
Okay.
Not yet.
So you will know there's one thing because it's been mentioned up on the 3rd floor is ward 4, which is a psychiatric.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we're on the normal-ish ward unless we're a child, basically.
Yeah.
And do we know where Ward 1's supposed to be? Oh, it's down there, the children's ward. Yeah. Sorry, yeah, my bad. And have we heard of a Ward 5? Does a Ward 5 exist?
You don't know.
Okay. So as
You
far
only,
as we know, it goes
like I
to
say, you've seen, there's Ward 1, which is a children's ward. There's 2 ward. This wing is essentially split into 2 wards. There's Ward 2 and 3, and you're on Ward 3. And on the 3rd floor is Ward.
Yeah.
The only thing that you know is on the 3rd floor is Ward 4, which is the psychiatric ward.
And as far as we know, Ward 2 is just the same as us.
Yeah, it's exactly the same.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna just enjoy
yeah.
this Jean-Claude Van Damme movie for now.
Okay.
It's a good like 2.5 well spent morning hours, I think, before anything else happens.
Wins extra hard every time somebody hits somebody in the balls.
I mean, I'll cover the screaming that happens to be polite for you because I'm protective. Do I get a point for that? I'm protecting my friend from any ball-related triggers.
Because you've seen it 100 times. You're like, oh, he hits him in the balls here, and you're hiding it.
Close your eyes.
So sitting watching the telly, watching some films like that passes the time till Dr. Drake comes round to the ward performing his rounds this afternoon. So he briefly comes over to each of you. He walks over. You we'll assume that you go back to your beds when he comes to do the
Yeah.
checks.
But sorry, before he comes to the bed, can I just say what I was doing while they were watching?
You can. Of course you can. Yeah. Sorry.
I was having a look through my own sheets to see what the nurses had written down.
Okay.
Just to check to see if they had maybe written down everything, or if they had made any mistakes, because maybe they weren't careful on how much drugs they've given me so far. I don't really want to say any more than that.
Right. If there's anything, if you want to say anything,
remember, Chris, if you want the three of us to take our headphones off, you can request that.
No. I just don't want to get too much into it. Do you know what I mean?
You can whisper, Phil, as well, but just say if you want us to take our headphones off. I don't mind.
Yeah.
You want a private moment with him? It's fine. Just say it, Chris. It's cool.
Okay, so no, everything seems to be. There doesn't seem to be anything untoward about the information on chat. Obviously, you can't make sense of a lot of it. It's not written in plain.
It's just because I just don't want to try to bullshit the doctor in the next scene.
Yeah,
and then the doctor go, it's written on your form. You can't.
but yeah, no, there's nothing untoward. There's some exclusions as to certain types of medication that shouldn't be issued, which is, I'm sure you're already aware of, which is mentioned in your notes. But yeah, other than that, no, there's nothing. There doesn't seem to be anything untoward. Not that you can tell from a layman's point of view. I would like to say a lot of it is indecipherable without the proper knowledge.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, so Dr. Drake comes to the ward. Yeah, this is young doctor, maybe in his early 30s.
Who whistled?
I mean, he's reasonably. I mean, even Ed might put a bit of cologne on or something. I mean, clearly he's only been being a doctor for like 3 days, but still.
You know what they say about Dr. Drake? He's the man with the snake.
It's not as sexy when you do it in your normal voice. You need to do it in the female voice.
That's chauvinist.
Sorry.
So,
you
like
have met Martin before,
he briefly checks each of you out, talking to you, asking you, how you've been, if everything okay, is anything new you want to report, any concerns. He also makes a point of apologizing for the incident last night, and tries to reassure you all that it won't happen again. They've tightened up security on Ward 4 because of the incident.
Can I ask him what protocols they're putting in for this security, being a cop and stuff?
It tells you most of the patients, including tells you the name of the guy, including Mr. Langley, were considered quite low risk. They are on the psychiatric ward, but none of them were deemed a risk or a danger to anyone or anyone else or themselves. But since this incident, we'll be ensuring that the ward is locked at all times.
Can I be a bit? I don't know if I need to roll, but I might be like trying to offer my services as a security person if doctor needs. Like, I'm pretty much cured. I don't need to stay here. So if he wants to offer me a bit of under the hand money.
Yeah.
They're always happy to do
I
that.
think perhaps Mr. Hayward, when you've fully recovered, maybe you could submit an application. But
Please
don't.
don't,
I appreciate your overconfidence.
please
but
don't say
you're-
please don't say online because Ed can't use the computer. He's a little bit older. Give me a paper one.
Um,
But despite your enthusiasm, I appreciate. But you must remember, Mr. Hayward, that you are in no fit condition.
He's like, I'm fine. I'm look. And
Mr. Hayward,
He's like, I'm fine.
Mr. Hayward, you were shot. You received quite a serious, almost life-threatening injury.
He's like, I've been shot loads of times. I've got run over by a van once. I'm like, I'm fine. He's like, don't worry. But it's not like I'm like them. And he points at the two drug-related ones. It's like, I'm not like them. It's like, I shouldn't be here.
Unlike them, Mr. Hayward, you're almost 60. You need to take
Like,
a moment.
Slaps the doctor.
Now, I'm sure you're not going to cause me any problems, are you, Mr. Hayward?
He's like, he grits his teeth and just goes back to watching his Van Damme movie.
So this isn't the first time that we've met Dr.
Oh, no.
Drake.
This is the one that's here all the time,
You will
isn't
see him
it?
almost every day.
The other one's only here
And
sometimes,
did-
and he's here all the time, eh?
Did you say that Dr. Drake he's a junior doctor, so he's only really started?
He's a doctor and a surgeon.
Oh, okay.
He's
Sorry,
a resident.
he's
He's
just
a resident.
young.
Yeah, he's a
All right.
resident doctor and surgeon here.
It must be like early
Yeah.
30s though, anyway, eh? At least to be a surgeon.
Yeah. It's just because of my previous career in the university. I thought like if he was a junior doctor, I might have known him before, just being at the university grounds. But I doubt that.
No.
okay.
So yeah, like I say, he comes round to each of you in turn, asking you if everything's fine. Is there
Yeah.
anything that anybody wants to bring up with with Dr. Drake?
Yeah.
I want extra painkillers for my sore nuts.
Says Herman, we've had this discussion before. The nurse has already told me that she's administered some numbing spray. If you require any more pain relief, she'll be more than happy to to apply some more.
The numbing spray's not doing anything. I need some proper drugs, doctor. Some morphine or something. I'm in agony here. Come on.
Look, Herman, I haven't time for your bullshit. And he turns and walks away from you.
Okay. I want to ask him, and just say, has there been any change in my condition or anything like that? Am I free to go, or?
So he picks up the clipboard from the end of his bed and looks at it, leafing through the papers. I'm afraid we need to keep you under observation for a few more days now, Miss Shaw. We still need to run some tests.
I look a little bit disappointed. I said, "Is Dr. Hawley coming anytime soon? Can I speak to him?"
I believe Dr. Hawley will be in maybe tomorrow.
Okay. Well, is there anything? I mean, I'm not quite as sick as some people. I'm not as injured. Is there any kind of entertainment I can get? Like, do you have a library or something like that?
I'm afraid there was a library in the hospital at one time, but it's no. I'm afraid it's been closed for a good 10 years or more. Before I was assigned to the hospital.
All right.
I'm afraid due to the fact that mainly down to the fact that the place is going to be due to be demolished sometime next year. The board are reluctant to spend any more than necessary.
Well, I get it. I just thought, you know, maybe there might be some reference books or something. The guy from do you deal with immigrants or something? The guy from upstairs seemed to be quite cultured.
Oh, Mr. Langley, you mean?
Yeah, I wondered if he'd read anything. I wondered if I could get the book that he read.
As I say, there's no real reading material. If you're desperate for something, I suppose I might be able to maybe get one of the nurses to bring in some magazines or something on their next shift.
I kind of like go, ugh. Sure.
Okay, I'll see what I can do, Miss Shaw.
Okay.
But yeah, we need to keep you under observation for the moment at least.
I'm quite relatively quiet and soft spoken, and I kind of like just nod and relent and say, okay.
Okay. Does anybody else got anything else they want to say to Dr. Drake?
Nah.
Want to doing his rounds?
So as Dr. Drake goes to leave, I call him over with a weak breath. And say, Doctor, hold my hand out.
He takes your hand. So, what is it? What is it, Miss Carroll?
I start
Mrs.
to fit.
I apologize, Mrs.
I start to fit.
Oh, that's what
Yeah,
it is.
wow.
convulse.
Oh, a genuine. Is this a genuine fit? Or is this?
I don't know. Do you want to check my bullshit?
Can I check the bullshit thing as well as I'm watching the little?
Well, he is a very well trained medical professional. So if you are faking it, he will spot it pretty much straight away.
Do it. Still do it. I want to watch and roll something.
I'm going to use the distraction and go steal some drugs.
You could do whatever you want while I'm fitting. So yeah, that's what I do. And as I feel the doctor grab my hand, I vice grip.
Oh.
Okay.
So that's why I don't say anything because I'm fitting. So
Now, obviously, it's obviously the doctor she's faking it. What about to us, Phil? Do we need to roll for bullshit?
It would be more a medical thing to tell if they're bullshit or not. If it were,
is it a free medic roll or is it where we have to spend the points?
So I would say that Ed would probably realize that maybe shocked at first, but you probably realize that she's faking it, and it's quite apparent that Dr. Drake realizes almost instantly as well. And
can I go and fist pump him? as she's fitting on his other hand, I'll just fist pump him and walk back.
So Dr. Drake kind of restrains Mrs. Carroll.
Mhm.
Nurse, could we have bring a sedative over, please? And Nurse Clayton appears shortly afterwards and administers a sedative to Mrs. Carroll.
Bullshit! I reckon it's one of them fake saline solution things.
Yeah,
But
placebo.
I mean, it doesn't really matter, does it?
And yeah, you don't. Although you don't fall asleep. It's not a strong sedative. It does, but the will to continue this bit, this charade. Kind of, you don't have the energy to do it, and you kind of just think.
He's a
Back
good
into the bed.
doctor. I like him. I would have him as my doctor. He's like, shut up, take this, go to sleep. Love it.
And he sits in the chair outside the bed for a moment, and he's like holding your hands. Now, Miss Carroll, we want to make your stay here as pleasant and as painless as possible, but we have to work through these issues. And I don't want to have to resort to methods that we have to use on more energetic patients. And so then he just smiles, stands up, kind of pats your hand. I'm sure everything will be fine. Everything will be fine. Carol. You just need to take a moment. Turns.
No reaction. Roberta just like kind of lies there, lifeless.
Did I hear him say that to her?
No.
Okay.
No, he says this quite a hushed tone.
Okay.
You can hear him talking, but you don't catch the words now.
Yeah.
So, Dr. Drake, he finishes his round. His rounds on the ward, moves on before moving on to the next ward, onto Ward 2.
Okay.
Oh, if he's not already
Okay.
been there.
All right. I was just gonna say, as we're like the room's empty again, I'll just kind of nod to Ed and I'll say, "You were shot."
He's just like a stupid kid was fooling around. It's like I'm doing a bit of security work as opposed to my cop work now, taking it a bit easier, and had a little bit of a misdemeanor with someone, so they forcing me to do this, or I can't go back to work, health and safety bullshit. So I'm stuck here till the doc gives me the all clear.
Is but a scratch.
Bless you.
Yeah, again, every time you talk about it, he just whips it out. He's quite open with his body.
Did you end up killing that person?
He's like, what? He generally looks shocked at what you said. He's like, well, what do you mean?
Well, they shot you. Did
no
you
Judge
end
Dredd.
up shooting them?
No. They just, like I said, I was doing some security work, and then, they were trying to steal something, and then, they kind of shot me as they ran away. Yeah, so, as far as I know, they're fine.
Ah, he's a
You
mall
just
cop.
nod.
He's no Judge Dredd.
I see. Does anybody here know German? I can't stop thinking about what that guy was raving about last night. It sounded German.
Yeah, I know.
Jean-Claude Van Damme knows German, but he's not here.
I know little bits of some languages. Yeah, I could tell it was German. He was speaking something about an eye.
Yeah.
Das Aug. I don't know how you say it, but
Das Auge. It's German.
Yeah, the eye.
I've heard it before. It's.
Did you say the other thing in English? The thing about the hand that something, Phil.
The hand. Yeah, I kind of like racked my brain. It was the hand that unlocks
the eye
and
that
the eye
sees and the
that
hand that
sees.
unlocks. Yeah, was that in English you said
Right,
that bit, Phil?
No, that was in German.
Okay, yeah.
I've heard it before, but I can't remember where.
I've never heard that before.
Have you not heard it before?
It's a strange phrase. No, I think I would remember. The eye that sees and the hand that unlocks.
Well,
no. It's not familiar to
I
me,
was
Phil,
thinking
is
it was maybe...
Is it? That doesn't recall anything, does it?
Roberta, I know you told us off the record that your university stuff, but would we know that she's a smarty pants? Roberta, would you told us anything about that? No.
I wouldn't have told you anything about that. You might, if you worked there or were anything to do with the university, you would know I was there, but
No,
I haven't told you guys anything. I have no reason to speak to any of you.
Herman's never been to university. He was too sickly.
Yeah, I was just wondering about brains for this thing. If you tell Ed, he's obviously always looking to solve a case, so he'd be interested if you guys think that something weird's going on. He can literally crack this ball-busting case. Very happy about getting that in the newspaper. If you guys think foul plays at
I'm not sure
play.
it's a case. I think it's just a nutter escape from the psycho ward, but
But Ed's gonna say, but like, if you're, he said, I heard you might want to make a claim, so he's like, you're gonna need evidence, right? So,
oh
you
yeah.
know, if you want me to, he says like, man, I'm fucking desperate. I'm so bored. Like, I do love the movies, but there's a limit. So, like, if you got anything more interesting,
You
I'll
want
maybe look
to
into it.
investigate my case for me, do you?
Yeah,
I'm going to
he's like, I want
collect
him to look
evidence for
fake.
my case. Sure,
Yeah,
Ed. Sure, yeah.
If you give me a cut, yeah, I'll do it for you.
Yeah, I'll get. Well, what does a lawyer normally take? 7%. I'll give you 6.
Yeah, Ed's fine with that. He's just bored out of his brain, and he's like, fake Bella here seems to know what she's talking about as well. So,
Big Bella.
do you want to team up, us three, and possibly drag Roberta along as some form of distraction?
I kind of look awkward and like shake my head and go, no. I just wondered. I just heard it before. That's all.
You want to go
I'm
and
not going to be
investigate
here long
Ward
enough
4?
to
Ed?
investigate.
We're going to go escape Ward 3 and go up to Ward 4. I kind of want to. I've got this curious
The doctor
trait,
has
fella.
left the room, right?
Aye.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So we still need to use a health point to get out of bed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My thing's curious, by the way,
Okay.
Phil. So
You would need to use an extra health point to overcome the sedative that you've been given as well.
risk.
Are you sure about that?
I am sure. Yes, they definitely gave you sedatives.
My risk
Oh,
factor
yeah.
is curious. So as soon as Ed's talking about escaping and going up to Ward 4, I'm all about it, actually. I've got the curious for risk factor. Yeah, Ed, let's do it. Let's go check out Ward 4 for evidence.
Like, I mean, at least it's getting out the ward. It's like there's no books. You know, what else are we gonna do?
Yeah, I mean, I love Jean-Claude Van Damme as much as the next guy, but I am getting bored of it. Like,
I mean, we've watched this movie on ITV Plus 3 times since we've been here. I'm kind of done now.
So as you're talking, Nurse Clayton walks onto the ward with a junior nurse pushing a wheelchair, and they wheel it over to Roberta's bed and help her out of the bed, put her into the wheelchair, and wheel her off the ward.
Oh,
Yay!
oh, so Roberta's just been wheelchaired away.
Yeah.
You know, Chris.
yeah.
So, Roberta,
Yeah.
you are wheeled out of the ward. You can't, you're pretty aware of your surroundings. You're just this, like, like the fog from the sedative, and it takes some effort to like, to do anything physical. But it's slowly. It must have only been a really mild sedative, and you can feel it's slowly starting to lift. And Nurse Clayton and this junior nurse, they wheel you along in the wheelchair down, out of the ward, into the elevator, down to the ground floor, and then down through the corridors to an examination room near the doctor's offices. You can hear music coming from the children's ward down the hall. And the nurses, like I said, they wheel you into this examination room. And there's a bit of a hushed conversation going on between the nurses.
Okay, so is there any cabinets in the offices? Like medicine cabinets?
Well, it's an examine. No, so no medicine cabinets. All that will be kept in the dispensary. It's an examination room, so there's like there's like a blood pressure monitor and things like that. So nothing.
Mhm.
Yeah, no drugs or anything. There'll be a table, examination table, weighing scales, all that kind of stuff. You kind of thing you get in a GP's office.
Would I know where the dispensary is from where I am?
You probably know. It's on this floor.
Okay, well, I'm going to take the fact that they have left me on their own.
Oh,
and
they
they're
haven't
off
left.
chat.
No, they haven't left you.
Oh, they're
left you.
chatting in the room.
Yeah. They just kind of stood behind you, just like chatting to each other, but they're lowering the voice as if they're trying to keep the conversation amongst themselves.
Not really much I can do. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to wait and see what happens.
Okay. I'll throw you a breadcrumb.
Okay.
So you
okay.
hear the nurses mention the name of the patient that attacked Herman last night. Gavin Langley.
Okay. Gavin Langley. Okay. Fair enough. From hearing the conversation, can I like exert anything else? I don't really have any like special listening skills, so this is what I'm trying to scar my sheep for, is like something to do with listening.
Yeah. So
what about sense trouble?
Yeah. Okay. So if you're wanting to try and listen in, then that'll do basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to do anything in particular. But if you're wanting to listen in, yeah. So, so like I said, the conversation's quite hushed, whispers. They're obviously trying to keep it, not talking to you and just trying to keep it amongst themselves. And you still, maybe when you lean in to try and listen, they kind of step away. They notice and they kind of step away a little bit more. But you do catch snippets of the conversation, and from what you can tell, or from what you can gather, this Gavin Langley, he died last night after attacking Herman. Anyway, back on the ward.
Yeah.
What are your three of you doing?
With you in a second, we're just frantically writing notes.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. What? I want to kind of rack my brains as hard as I possibly can, and try and remember where I heard this phrase.
Okay, so I will tell you. It's not that you remember the phrase. You remember the phrase itself. It was more how he was delivering it. That he was
how he delivered it.
It was that he was quoting something. It gave the impression he was quoting something rather than just just reeling something off at random or something. But yeah, just the tone of his voice now, and delivered it. It was like as if he was quoting from something.
Okay.
Which would imply that it came from a book, of course. But yeah, you don't. It's not familiar to you. It was just like the way he the way he was saying it. It was as if he was quoting.
Right. Okay. I'm trying to think if there's aught we can do.
Can I say to Wendy, I'm like, Wendy, I know like there's no library, but there's a chapel. They might have like some Bibles or whatever in there, or the kids ward might have some children's books. If you want me to nip down or go together, just for something to do.
You're desperate to wander around this hospital, eh?
My character is.
Me too, because I've got this curious as my trait.
Well, I'm thinking the chapel's always gonna. The chapel in any game's mysterious.
It's always going to be
Come on.
interesting. Yes, I agree, Martin. 100%.
But I'm thinking that my character would think in a nice way. Wendy does want a book. A chapel would have like, in this day and age, they have to have like open spaces for like religious books and praying and stuff, right? So they might have like a Bible and a Quran and stuff, if she really wants a book. Or that the canteen might have people who were there visiting with newspapers, so maybe go and just check out that floor, possibly.
I'm up for exploring anywhere
Sure.
because of this curious thing.
Sure. Well, yeah. If you know where it is, I've not been here too long. I don't know where anything is.
Yeah, I forgot my character would be a bit. Yeah, explain to you. Said there's a chapel downstairs, and then there's like a canteen, I guess. Lee, is that where people would visit and be able to eat? Like with their families and stuff, or whatever. Visitors. It's like
it's mainly used by like visitors and patients that are able to get around. Staff use it as well, but they're kind of not a separate area, but like one sort of corner, one side of the canteen is more for staff. But yeah, it's open for patient use.
So you might get like a news. Yeah, so people might have magazines and newspapers if they're visiting. So I'm going to suggest that to Wendy, and for our friend Herman, I'd be like, yeah, Herman, come on, you want to like get out of this room for a few seconds at least?
Yeah, I want to see some different four walls rather than these four. Yeah, and I want to see if there's any newspapers. Herman just really wants to see the people and just any different four walls. Yeah, it's just curious. Wants to see what's going on.
Okay.
He's up for following. Also, he's quite curious as to where Roberta got wheeled off to.
I'll push anyone in a wheelchair as well if they're not up for it, because I guess
that will be strenuous activity if you're pushing somebody in a wheelchair.
I mean, only if they ask, because I know Wendy, you're okay on your feet, I'm guessing, but Herman, I don't know if Herman's a bit of a
how am I walking, Phil? Is it that bad or?
No, I mean it's uncomfortable. I mean, despite your protestations, this numbing spray has pretty much done the job.
Okay, I'll decline the wheelchair for now. Ed, I think it's probably better standing up than sitting down. I'm probably more likely to hurt them sitting on them than I am walking. Like, I'll just walk carefully.
You maybe walk like you've been riding a horse.
Got the John Wayne on, yeah. I'll just walk a wee bit slow, so that I don't knock them off each other.
Wide gate.
Fun fact, the reason your testicles are at two different heights, so they don't bang together when you run. Fun fact.
I really want to check that now, but I don't want to do it on camera.
So. So if you're doing that, you need to all reduce your health by 1 point. Well, apart from Carol, of course.
Yeah, okay.
Done it, yeah.
Okay. So you're heading down to the ground floor, are you?
Yeah, I want to go. Well, I'll see what my friends think, but yeah, I think chapel and the canteen might be worth looking into.
Okay, so you leave Ward 3, pass Ward 2, which is there's maybe 2 or 3 patients in there. You can see laid on the beds. Again, nobody with any serious, really serious complaints. And
Right.
out into the central area. So directly across from the corridor that leads into toward 2 and 3, there's the entrance to. You can still, it's probably still the old signs, like faded, like wooden, varnished wooden signs on the walls that laid to what would have been Ward 4, originally being Ward 4, as well as the hospital archives and hospital library. But this is all, it's all sealed, it's all, locked up. So there's two ways, well, presumably you're going this way, because you can take the stairs that's in the corner. You can access stairs from the ward, off the wards, but presumably you're taking the lift. It's this, and it's really archaic, open, and then the Victorian lifts that are like, it's all open cage, all this ornate wrought ironwork.
Yeah.
And riding it down is always a little bit of a heart stopper as it judders and shakes.
I don't like lifts at the
Sometimes
best of
pauses.
times. I'm not talking Herman, I'm talking Oliver. I don't like lifts. I might just take the stairs, just so that I don't have to be in a lift. Even in a game, I don't like them at the best of times, Phil, and you're telling me it's a rickety motherfucker. I might just avoid it, like...
It is, but it would be noticeably painful walking down the stairs in your
Oh, that's a good
present
point.
condition.
Yeah,
Only
okay.
one floor. I mean, if it was like an
Yeah.
18-story building, it's just one floor.
Yeah. So it shudders and it groans and it maybe stops about a foot above the floor before and pauses for a while before it slowly levels out.
Gives my balls a jolt.
And you, which brings you down into the reception area. So there's like main reception that sits in this middle of this central area. You can see the doctors' offices, and you can see the sign, because there's all obviously there's all the signs hung suspended in the corridors. So there's doctors' offices here, the morgue, chapel, administration offices, canteen in the west wing, and the children's ward in the east wing. So where are you going? And of course, there's the front doors. You can see through the front doors. You can see the snow is coming down thick and fast now.
I'm gonna ask Wendy and Herman, where do you want to check out?
The chapel.
Yeah. Let's head to the chapel.
I want to see if they've got a German translation of the Bible in the chapel. For some reason, I've just got a wee feeling. Something I want to check off now.
I'll go in the chapel. How many cultist Cthulhu symbols do we see as we go into the chapel?
Do we see the yellow sign?
Okay, so so it takes I mean, it's not locked by any means, but the door's a little bit sticks a little bit, so it takes a little bit of nothing strenuous. Don't worry, but it takes a little bit of effort to get the door open. And opening the door of the chapel at the far end, there's a stained glass window overlooking a lectern, and there's a few pews. So looks like there's maybe 2 or 3 pews. The rest must have been removed, and the pews that are in here are covered with dust sheets. The lectern's covered with dust sheets. The chapel doesn't look like it's in use as such. There are a couple of you do see a couple of hymn books and a Bible.
Yeah,
King
I'm going to
James
start
Bible.
leafing through the Bible. I'm looking specifically for like torn pages or graffiti pages and stuff like that, and I'll just say, that's odd. I'd have thought every hospital has like a chapel of rest or
An
something.
active chapel, yeah. But they're shutting the place down soon. I'm gonna take the hymn book, Phil, and I'm gonna be flipping through for any references to an eye that sees and a hand that. What was it? The hand that
Unlocks.
Okay.
Do I need to? I've got to decide what I'm using to roll that, don't I?
What's that? Sorry.
So I'm going to be looking. So research, I guess it is. I'm going to be looking through the
Yeah,
hymn
so,
book.
so investigative things to do, you never roll for.
Yeah, so I'm looking
If there's
through the hymn
something to
book,
find, you will find it.
and I'm trying to find any
Um,
reference to the hand that unlocks and the eye
Uh-huh.
that sees.
Uh-huh.
I guess.
Can I
it's
look around the
research.
chapel, or I guess the hallway? Like, are there any, like, pictures of, like, hospital staffing group pictures, that says, like, 1960, or, that type of thing?
What, out in the out in the hallway?
Yeah, in the main hallway we're in, or in the chapel. You know what I'm
Okay.
asking.
Yeah,
Like that type, like group pictures of the whole staff. Basically, I'm looking if there's the doctor who's never aged, who's been there for 100 years. So I'm just checking from all my Netflix videos. Any of those,
So
like,
there are pictures of staff. It says there's nothing so grand as frame photos. More like a piece of card with double-sided plastic covering, holding a series of photos in place of the name. There's like each of the staff and the names written underneath with like marker pen.
Okay, so nothing. Yeah, okay, fair enough. No no newspaper articles when the hospital burned down or fell into a cesspit. Or...
No, there are signs of
these articles.
there are, like, sort of patches on the wall where maybe old signs or pictures or whatever things have been hung there previously.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the whole hospital is dated. It clearly hasn't even had a lick of paint for years, possibly a decade. It's peeling. Paint's cracked and peeled in places. There's damp patches. Door, like the chapel doors, they're maybe swollen or don't sit square in the door frames and stick, and the old place. Yeah, it's they're clearly in the building's clearly in its death throes, waiting to be torn down.
And Wendy and Herman, would you told me about this eye-hand situation you know about, or are you keeping that private? You both know.
No. We mentioned it on the ward. I said
Okay.
I can't get it out of my head. You were mentioning something about the hand and the eye. The eye that sees and the hand that unlocks.
Okay, so I had to ask you guys. I'm like, I don't really know about religious stuff. Do you think it's like a religious thing he was talking about? Like
that's I don't know. That's my only thought, and I'm flipping through a hymn book looking for references to it. That's what I'm looking for. See if I can find any reference to that, because you know what religious nutters can be like. Maybe he was a religious nutter. He was some sort of nutter, and religious is one of the types of nutters. So maybe.
Yeah, definitely.
I would say so. You're talking you're talking, referring to the guy from last night, Mr. Langley. So you do recall that Nurse Dupree, the nurse that was in attendance, that was on duty last night. She said that Mr. Langley was a nice, quiet, pleasant man. He wasn't violent or erratic.
It was last night.
My character again. You can both tell me something. Mine's like, me and guys, if you want to help me with some cop business off the record, we could maybe check his files in one of the administration offices and just see what information they might have about him. Like, is he like a crazy cult fanatic, or is he just some normal postman?
Yeah, let's go find his files.
I'll say no. I was just curious about what he said. I'm not about to go breaking into the hospital.
Oh yeah, I am.
Oh. It's like, Wendy, come on. Wendy, come on. It's like, what else are we gonna do?
Exactly, what are they gonna do? You're already locked up.
Have you got a big day planned?
She kind of like rolls her eyes and sighs.
There's no books. There's no DVDs. No nothing. So you could maybe be a distraction for us.
Yeah, come on, Wendy. You got something
She
better to do?
sighs and says, "All right, I'll keep a lookout, but I'm not breaking into anywhere."
Yeah. Don't be a grass. Like, if you get caught, But yeah. Okay.
Do to
So,
B and E.
I guess.
Okay,
So-
so there's nothing. You don't find any references that even vaguely sound
So
similar.
can we covertly with our plan break in the admin office, which I guess is near to where.
So the admin, the admin's office is there.
And Roberta's still downstairs, so would we maybe hear her
Any
or
sign of
see
her?
her if we're in the
No, you don't see her. So leaving the chapel, you cross
Across
back
the hall.
back across the hall, past the reception. The admin offices are directly, well, not that you know where she's been taken, but yeah, you don't see her. So in the door is open to the administration offices. It's kind of there's a guy, there's a desk just inside the guy, and then behind that there's another room, frosted glass door. But sat at this desk is a guy, elderly guy, with got quite thick jam jar bottom tie glasses, and he's going through some paperwork on the desk. He kind of looks up, peers up of his glasses. Can I help you? What are you doing? What are you doing in here?
I'm thinking in my head telepathically, we probably should have come up with a better full plan.
There's a guy in here, yeah.
Just put it like,
We were planning on breaking in, sneaking in while there's nobody here. We just opened the door, there's a guy sat at a desk. We never thought about this.
yeah. Well, I mean, I've got skills. I've still got all my police skills. Have you
Doctor-
got any like charm skills?
don't
Either of
think
you
so.
two, like.
I don't think so.
And there's
Yes,
no way I'd have gone through the door, so I'm not there. I'm kind of like
Yeah.
outside looking around, making sure nobody's
I've got
coming to
impersonate.
you.
Yeah,
I've got impersonate. Can I pretend I'm the young doctor?
I've got negotiation.
You're in a gowns.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like if I
An
turn around, you
ostrich
can see
gown, yeah.
there's a big naked strip down the middle, and you can see my arse crack.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of thing. Right, you've
Just
probably got
act
some
like you're-
pajama bottoms
just-
on underneath as well.
Yeah. No, I forgot all
Yeah,
about them. Because they
I'm
were.
gonna put my hand out. I'm gonna put my hand out. And goes, my name is Mr. Burns, and just shake his hand and see if he gets the reference.
Time to go back to Ward 4, Mr. Burns.
I guess I just be like, I'm gonna bullshit him, and be like, yeah, I'm supposed to be getting discharged today, and they wanted me to just check over my notes, maybe sign some stuff. Basically, I want to distract him and see if
You want to distract him. Very well. That would be
I wanna-
infiltration.
which I can do. I'm gonna see if Herman gets the gist to like, is I distract him if he can.
Okay.
Try and grab the records. Yeah. That's the plan, like.
Okay. So yeah, you can engage in infiltration to distract him and allow Herman to sneak past him, perhaps.
So I have to use a point, right? And then it does it automatically. Is it one of those ones?
It's so you need. Well, I won't tell you the target number but I will. Other than target number is usually a 3 or a 4.
Okay.
But I won't tell you specifically what it is. So
Okay,
you
that's
would
fine.
roll. You can either roll a dice and just be a straight D6, or you can spend points from the skill to add that will get added to the dice roll.
I'm guessing we're halfway through the game. I'll add one to it to see
Yes.
if so that's a 4.
Or
That's a
Good
4.
enough.
Yeah, so that's well. So yeah, while you're engaging this clerk.
I'll try to sneak by.
You're trying to bullshit him about his records. He's like, well, I really can't help you, and I can't release information without strict permission from Dr. Drake. It's just not done. It's not done. He fails, he fails to notice Herman slip past into the
Come on,
record.
Herbert. Your time to shine.
Let's go.
Okay, so inside there's like 3 rows of filing cabinets.
I'm gonna try and find his name.
Okay, and what skill might you be using in here?
So there was research is a skill.
Research would be perfectly fine.
Yeah, I'm gonna use research. If that's okay.
Okay, So, what are you looking for?
This guy's record. What's his name again?
Gavin Langley.
Langley's
Yeah,
like,
'cause we know-
yeah, I'm looking
you
at
know
Neil.
his name. You know his name.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You do?
Do we know his name? Did we get that info? No, we didn't.
Oh shit! Did we
No.
get his first name though? Did you get his first? Did we not get his first name?
His name is Nurse Dupre. She mentioned his name last
Did
night.
she tell us?
Yeah,
that?
that's right.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I'm
Do we know
looking for
his
his name
name?
then.
Yeah, you know his last name, Langley.
Okay, I'm
Mr.
looking for Langley in the files.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, do you want to just doing that, or do you want to spend any points from your research pool if you have?
And I guess you can cross-reference it with like recent admissions if you.
Yeah,
it's
so
like-
I have
So if you
one
don't forget,
point.
if you spend points and there's no extra information, you do not lose the point.
Right, okay. So I have 1 point in research. If I use that's finite though. If I use that, I can never use it again, or
No, you can't use it again. It's gone. You can still research, but you can't. You've got no
but I
bonus
can't
points. to
spend a
use.
point. Right, I'm going to
Yeah.
spend a point on research then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
The points
so,
are for like bonus info,
yeah.
so you get the basic automatically.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
going
you
to
always
spend
get the
bonus.
basic that you need to progress.
Yeah.
But spending points will get you extra, more information, more depth.
I'll spend a point
So,
in research.
I think while you're doing that, because it's going to take you some time, and Ed is going to be talking to the clerk. What is Wendy doing? So she's just Wendy's not Wendy. Is it? It is Wendy.
Yeah, Wendy will actually go to the receptionist
Okay.
or the reception, or look for a porter. Actually, look, see if Alf's around. If he's not around, I'll use receptionist.
Okay.
And the aim of it is that I'm gonna ask. Go on.
Go on. No, go on. You. Go ahead. You're going to ask what?
Yeah, I'm gonna ask where my possessions are. Because I've got a bag. I came in with a bag.
Okay, so I can tell you that. There is a locker at the side of your bed, and your personal belongings are in there.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
You have a key, and you have a key that you can either keep on your person, or you can hand it to one of the nurses, and they'll keep it. Yeah, all your personal possessions are in a locker at the side of your bed. Do you want to return to the ward to get your belongings? Check on your belongings?
No.
Okay.
Because I said I will keep an eye out. No, but I would just ask about why the hospital wing's shut. What are they doing? Why is the chapel kind of like got dust covers all over it?
Oh, okay. So the woman on reception, Mrs. Wiseman, she tells you that the chapel, or rather, the general hospital won't fund the staff for the chapel, a priest, because they don't see the point, because the hospital is going to be essentially in the slow process of being closed down, ready for being demolished. So there's not been a priest in the chapel, practicing priest in the chapel for 12 months.
Interesting.
The east wing of the third and fourth floor are closed because they're disused, and it's possibly structurally unsafe.
I see. No worries. I think that's it. Oh, just one more thing. There was a guide. He was a patient on floor 4. I'm just going to check. Has he had any visitors? I want to maybe see him. I didn't want to turn up if there was anybody there. I didn't want to kind of gain anybody's way.
Well, what patient? There's a few patients up on Ward 4.
Mr. Langley, you came and visited.
Mr. Langley.
Yeah.
How do you know
Yeah,
Mr.
Mr.
Langley?
Lang.
I mean, you obviously
He
a patient
came.
here.
He came and saw us yesterday
Kevin,
on
are
the
you
ward.
from what? What ward are you from?
Ward 3.
So, I'm afraid I'm not allowed to discuss that.
Oh, well,
I
yeah,
can't,
that's all.
I can't tell you that unfortunately Mr. Langley passed away last night.
What?
So I've been told.
Oh, that's awful. How did he die?
I don't know the details. I've just been given. I was just informed in case anybody came inquiring after him.
I obviously look shocked. Oh, okay.
She's not. She's
okay.
not medical. She's not medical.
Yeah.
Personnel.
I just thank her and then go back to waiting on the others.
Okay. So back in the examination room with where Carol is in the examination room. Dr. Drake arrives and he dismisses Nurse Clayton and the junior nurse and kind of positions Carol's wheelchair so she's facing him when he sits down the chair in the examination room. So right, Carol, we can have that conversation now, I think. Dr. Haverley down at County Hospital has asked me to bring you in for an examination. Dr. Haverley is unfortunately behind on his rounds and can't make it up to us today.
So, what do you need to carry out then?
Well, we just need to do some routine, just a routine examination. But we need to be thorough. That's what Dr. Haverley would expect. And you notice, you get the impression, even in your still slightly drugged state, that when he's mentioning Dr. Haverley, there's maybe a slight nervousness to his voice, a nervous tone to his voice.
Why? I'm not getting this wrong, right? Haverley is only part-time, and Drake is there all the time.
Yeah, so Haverley is a senior doctor, but he's mainly at the state hospital. So he only attends Our Lady of Sorrows Hospital a few days a week. But Drake is the resident doctor here. Haverley is the senior doctor, but he's based at the other hospital. Drake is the resident doctor here, and he's here all the time.
So, Dr. Drake, I sense a little bit of fear in your voice. By any chance, do you feel that you can't do your job properly? Are you scared of your boss, or there might be repercussions, or...
I'm not quite sure what you mean. Mister. I just need to ensure that I perform my duties efficiently and to the exacting standards that Dr. Haverley expects. We have have a duty to our and responsibility to our patients, of which you are one. And he begins carrying out an examination upon you, taking blood pressure, checking your eyes, your ears, checking your heart, your breathing. Have you got anything? Let's see. Oh no, you haven't. Okay, get that. Oh yes, you have. Sorry, no, I'm looking at the wrong thing. So you notice with your bullshit detector, you notice that while Dr. Drake is talking through the process of like doing this conducting this examination and doing the test. The few occasions where you either engage him in small talk or he attempts small talk himself to try and put you at ease using that that doctor's bedside manner that they do. He kind of he struggles with the small talk. As if he finds it difficult. Now, as I say, if you have points, I'm dropping more breadcrumbs here, but if you have points, then you can elect to spend points in case there's extra, more details that you can learn. And there's nothing to be lost. There's nothing to be lost by spending them, because if there's no information, you don't lose the point. So it's always worth doing.
That's fucking good. Way.
Okay. So spending a point of your bullshit detector, which it does gain you reveal a little bit more insight into Dr. Drake. So you get the impression, not the impression, you are convinced that Dr. Drake, the reason why he's like, he seems to be stumbling over this small talk and a little bit comes across as being a little bit uncomfortable out of his comfort zone. He's clearly concealing his true opinion of Dr. Haverly. And while he's leaning in and checking you, you notice an odd charm hanging around his neck. And you have some knowledge of occult studies and practices. And this thing, it looks like some kind of charm. It's quite odd. It's kind of really out of place with his demeanor and the rest of his attire. And it looks like a small brass key that's been twisted and broken.
I'm gonna press on a cult button.
Quick question, Phil. Did I get my point back before because I didn't find anything in the prayer books?
Yeah, you get your point back. So you can keep your point. There's nothing to be gained by spending a point. You could pursue the matter further though if you wish.
By just asking him about the key.
Okay. And he kind of looks a little bit confused and then looks down and takes it in his fingers and says, oh, this, it's kind of a joke, really, I suppose. I picked it up in a flea market in the city a while ago.
When you say you picked it up, did you get given it as a gift or did you buy it yourself?
I bought it myself. It's I don't know. Maybe I'm a little superstitious. I keep it It reminds me. It reminds me of something. Something that an old mentor of mine at university used to tell me. That the key to good medicine is your relationship to the patients, and perhaps in the past, I've been a little too focused on the clinical aspects of treatment and neglected the human element. So I wear this to remind me of that, to remind me of my commitment and where my services lie. There's the patient, not just the technical side of it. There's a human element to my job.
That's good that you're grounded, because I know that like at times in here it can be tough, especially when you're dealing with human lives, especially what happened to that poor patient last night.
Yeah, it's very true, Miss Carol. I'm sure you, in particular, can appreciate that.
Yeah.
Well, everything
Mm.
seems to be fine. So unless you've any concerns, I trust we'll have no further incidents as we did earlier this afternoon.
No, but I do have a request before I go back to my room.
And what might that be, Carol?
It's gonna sound really odd, but my late husband, he was here, and one of the last places that I ever seen him was in the morgue. And I had a conversation with him, and I think it would give me some solace if I was able to go back there for a little bit of time and just, redo that conversation. Does that make sense?
I can see how that would be beneficial. I mean, of course. Let me consider it, Mrs. Carroll. Obviously, my first concern is your physical health. I need to be sure that that this wouldn't put too much strain on you, considering recent events. But
As he says that,
okay.
as he says that, I grab the key, and I'd like to use infiltration.
But it's filch. If you want to steal it, it's filch.
No, I don't want to steal it. I want to
Okay.
use infiltration to try and persuade him on the point that he's just made to do with his heartfeltness towards the human heart, to let me go there because it will help me more than my physical health, and maybe it'll help me feel better and recover from whatever ailment that they can find out what it's got to.
So infiltration will not help with that, because infiltration is for sneaking into things, picking locks and stuff like that. So infiltrate.
Violent bureaucracy, Chris.
Well, no. So
flirt with him. What some of you guys have flirt?
No,
right?
I know what he's meaning though. He's grabbing the key and appealing to that, code that he just spoke
that's
of.
fine. No, that's fine. You don't just saying that's not usable skill with. Interpersonal flattery.
You can tell Chris off. You need to, Lee. Sometimes tell him off.
Rub your knee against his testicles gently as well.
So
accidentally.
Driving.
Flattery.
There you go. Flattery. Ooh.
Flattery.
I have flattery. Yeah, there's flattery.
So this is. I'll see what I can do, Mrs. Carroll. I'll need to speak to Dr. Haverley. But yeah, I'm in agreement with you. I think it would be beneficial. As I say, there are other concerns, but leave it with me. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, well, I guess so. Yeah.
Right, so he leans over and kind of pats you on the knee, little awkwardly, and says, then he gets up and goes to the door. He says, Nurse Clayton, I think we're done here. And Nurse Clayton comes in, and as she comes in, he goes over and picks up your file and starts leafing through it, making a few notes. Nurse Clayton wheels you out of the door. If you could, Miss Clayton, if you could take Mrs. Carroll back to Ward 3, please. Actually, just a moment. There seems to be, according to these blood tests, there's signs of mild anemia. Recommend right. If you just bear with me, Nurse Clayton, I just need to nip into the dispensary. So he disappears down the corridor from the examination room, and then reappears just a few moments later, and hands one of them little paper cups with a little black pill in it, and a glass of water. So if you could just administer this, Nurse Clayton, it should help alleviate the mild signs of anemia. We need to keep an eye on that. And so, yes, Dr. Drake, of course. And Nurse Clayton hands you this pill and the glass of water. Okay. Right.
Hmm?
So Dr. Drake comes over again and he rests a hand on his shoulder. Don't worry, Mrs. Carroll. I'll speak to Dr. Heavily. I'll keep you informed, of course. And he stands up and pauses, looks a little bit lost for a minute, and then turns and goes back into his office.
Yeah.
And Nurse Clayton starts wheeling you back towards the lift and says, "So how are we feeling? How we feeling, Roberta? Are you okay?"
I'm okay. My head is a little sore. Still, other than that, I'm okay.
We'll get you back onto the wall, get you tucked up, maybe a little rest. See if you can catch a few hours sleep before they bring the next meal round. And she wheels you into the lift and takes you back upstairs. So meanwhile, in the administration office, we'll find it again. Where is it? There it is. So yeah, you find some records, glimpses of records. You find a file, some information on Gavin Langley. Apparently, he was a German lecturer before recently suffered a nervous breakdown, and he's been a patient, or he had been a patient, in Our Lady's Sorrow for several months now. According to his medical records, he recovered. He was almost on the verge of recovery several times, but every time he relapsed.
And does it mention his death in the record?
It doesn't.
No, okay.
It must not have been updated as yet.
Yeah, how
But
recent
you
is...
did you say you spent a point as well? Did you?
Yeah.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Okay, so you're looking through, and there's nothing more on Gavin Langley, but you do some other files catch your eye. Maybe partly related to Langley's file, because Dr. Drake was the attending doctor. His attending doctor But you can see, looking through some of these other files, burned on by your curiosity, you see that it appears that Dr. Drake's cases are being reviewed by Dr. Haverley, as though Haverley is keeping a close eye on Dr. Drake's work.
Mhm.
You also find, strangely, there's some receipts for work, for repairs that are being requested by Dr. Drake to be made to the roof of the abandoned East Wing in the old library.
Hmm.
So Wendy, you're
Yeah.
outside. You're outside the administration building. You can
Yeah.
hear Ed chatting away with the clerk inside, and maybe for a moment you look away, and then when you look back towards reception, you just catch sight of Roberta being wheeled away by Nurse Clayton back towards the lift, and as she passes reception, um, you see another of the nurses that looks like the head nurse comes out of the morgue.
Oh, interesting. Has she got anything with her?
No, she's not going through. She's like kind of in the process of closing the door to the morgue when there's an alert. Alarm starts going off in the children's ward. You know, when somebody's pressing the alert, the call button, and she's, oh, damn it, and she rushes off into the children's ward, forgetting to close the door to the
Okay,
morgue.
perfect. Knowing that Gary Langley's dead, and knowing that it was strange circumstances, I am gonna kind of like ease over there. It's probably some kind of reception, and the people are panicking because of the alert. So I'm gonna try and sneak in as best I can. I don't know if that's a test or not.
No, I mean no, because like I said, the place is so severely understaffed. There's probably less. There's probably only about a dozen
Yeah.
staff in the entire building, or thereabouts.
Yeah, definitely
So
sneak in then.
it's the only other person here is the woman on reception, and she's not even looking. So you easily
For sure.
manage to slip inside the morgue.
That's what
And
I'll do.
so there's the bank of the cold room with the drawers where the corpses, the bodies are slidden out. But there's a couple of gurneys, and two of the three gurneys are just empty. There's nothing on, but one of them has a body with a sheet draped across it.
All right. Okay. I've seen
can
enough
see-
TV shows and that, I think.
Yeah, you can
have a look
see
at
maybe
the toe tag.
we're just gonna say there's a photo of it, totally, and it is Mr. Langley, Gavin Langley,
Right.
Langley G.
Kind of steel myself, prepare a couple of deep breaths, and then kind of like lift the sheet back, and then I'm gonna see what he died of, basically, more than what we knew.
Okay. So lifting the sheet, there's Langley laid out there on this metal gurney, skin like grey, his eyes just ever so slightly open, and his throat has been cut.
His throat's been cut.
Yeah.
Wow. Is it like jagged? Is it? Straight, is it?
You would. It would require a little more technical expertise to determine that.
Okay. I've got medics.
Okay. Oh yeah, so you have. Okay.
You pick a spot to close the
Um,
session soon, Phil.
Yeah, you can do a medic check if you wish.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not gonna pump.
I presume you're not going to say you're not going to pump in points. So that's 4. So that's pass. So, yeah, taking a closer look. This has been done with a scalpel. A clean, defined cut. But not only that,
Okay.
this is clearly what the cause of death. But there's no checking the rest of it, checking the body. There's no sign of Langley putting up any resistance. This seemed to be looked, to all intents and purposes, as if they were executed. No sign of any struggle.
Yeah, interesting. And obviously, seeing as we're there and I've got the body, have a look for the same kind of thing about his bloody ball sack. Is it like ripped off? Is it fucking sliced open? Yeah.
So looking at his groin, you can see his testicles are indeed missing. They're just like this deflated scrotum.
Ugh. But is that a
Your-
similar scalpel cut?
You can't tell. Even with the medic skill, you can't tell that. You need You can't tell if how they've been removed.
Okay.
Okay. You do notice there are needle marks on both of his arms.
All right. Okay.
4 marks on each arm in a semicircle pattern.
I have. Is there?
You're breaking up a bit, Lee.
Am I here now?
Yep. Yeah, I can hear you now.
I have occult studies. Is there anything around that?
No, nothing strikes you as being unusual in that in that way. You do notice there is a small digital camera on a shelf that that's probably used for recording autopsies.
All right. Okay. Right. And would the film be in the SD card on the camera, or is it somewhere else? Is it like hooked up, and it will be stored elsewhere?
No, it looks like it's just like a freestand, so it'll be an SD. There's an SD card in it, and it's got it's like a digital camera, so it's got like a viewing screen on it.
Take
Outside,
the SD card.
Okay. So you'll hear somebody approaching from outside.
Right, I'm going to try and hide.
Okay. Give us infiltration then.
There is. I also have a hide.
Oh, right. You do? Although you got no points in that.
No.
You don't have the
But I
skill.
can still do the check, can I guess?
No, you have to have a point.
All right. I'll use infiltration then, and I'll put a couple of points into it.
Okay. So you do press on the plus, and then click on the dice icon.
Oh.
Right. So the head nurse comes back in, and while you're trying to hide behind the door. what are you doing in here? What? And she sees the like the sheet partially removed, the body's partially uncovered. What are you doing here? Get out of here now! What do you think it is?
Sorry. I just heard he dead. He was dead. I thought I knew him.
Of course he's dead. It's the morgue. Get out.
I'll like, yeah, look upset and kind of like flapping and run out, kind of
Don't turn the
pretending to
waterworks
cry.
on with me. Don't try the waterworks with me, Missy. Just get out, otherwise I'll be reporting this to Dr. Drake.
I do. I straight out.
Be having words with the nurse, with the staff on your ward. It shouldn't even be leaving the room. Ridiculous.
Yeah, I'll definitely kind of palm the SD card
Okay.
and get out as quick as I can.
Nice.
Okay.
Does you not have to roll for like shuffling away like there?
Every day I'm shuffling.
Like out the door. Yeah. Love it.
Okay. So maybe, shall we say, you emerge rather sheepishly from the morgue around the same time that that Ed and Herman make a quick exit from the administration offices.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna whisper to Herman. I'll be like, Van Damme style. We did him proud. Infiltrating an administration office.
Van Damme would have been proud. That was some serious
didn't hit
infiltration
anything, but
operations.
still.
Yeah, met me notes. Right, so as soon as I see him, I kind of like gesture to get straight back upstairs, kind of hurriedly walk towards the lift.
Okay.
Yeah, I will head back towards the lift as well.
I have a very superior look on my face because I presume Wendy didn't do anything because I don't know anything that she's been doing. So I'm like very chuffed with myself. Well, with what Herman did anyway, it's a team effort.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you return as a group then back to Ward 3, and when you get there, you find Roberta is back there. She's already back. She's in a bed, dozing slightly, but maybe stirs partially awake when you enter the ward.
Okay.
As a wee fart.
Right, obviously get back in bed and I'm trying to think where I'll keep this SD card.
We're gonna need some bed rest after all that excitement, aren't we?
Yeah.
Are you telling us about the SD card as well? Are we all sharing all the information that we got? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, when we get a quiet
yeah,
enough
I
moment,
don't know.
I guess. Yeah.
I don't know anything, but I presume you guys are sharing.
I'm gonna.
I think I'll quite obviously look disturbed, and I'll have been quiet in the elevator ride up, but very clearly like not okay. And yeah, get into bed, and wait, make sure nobody else is around. I'll say, I can't believe this. Can't believe this. This is so messed up. And then start like playing with my hair again.
I'm gonna tell them what I found out about Langley, about how he's a German lecturer who had went mental, who keeps getting close to being released for being okay, and then he relapses, and then I'll just tell them information about how all Drake's work's getting closely monitored by the other doctor, and then I'll mention that there's been checks written for repairs for the written off parts of the hospital. So they say this hospital's getting shut down. I saw receipts for repairs to the library and the old shut down bits of this hospital.
Right, I'm looking around, Phil, making sure that there's no cameras in the ceiling or all like that on the corner or anything like that.
No, there doesn't seem to be anything like that. If there is, it's well hidden.
Yeah.
If not Ed had already check scoped the place, that would have been like spraying it with like black paint or blue tack. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I'll kind of like look around, make sure that there's no nurses anywhere there. I'll say, I think Alf killed that man.
Alf killed the man.
Yeah. That, I spoke to the receptionist to see how he was, and she told me he was dead.
Dead.
Dead. That's right, dead.
Like dead like suicide dead or dead like suspicious circumstances dead?
No,
How-
she didn't tell me that, but I saw one of the nurses go out and they left the morgue door open. So I snuck in. I went in, and his fucking throat was cut.
Langley's throat
I'm
was
not
cut.
fucking lying. His throat was cut, and it was like he didn't even struggle. It was like I don't think he did it to himself.
And you
It
think,
must have been done, and that's been done between last night and whatever, right? Pretty quick.
yeah, that's. And
Like-
you think Alf did it?
Well, he was the guy that wrestled him out of here, right?
Yeah, but why would they kill him? I mean, he's a mental patient. Surely they would restrain him, and they don't murder people, do they?
They shouldn't.
Can I use my police skills? Because I'd know, like, if they were investigating, they'd have to call this in, right? Like, I'd know that if,
Oh.
like he'd killed himself or whatever, like, they'd have had to call the police to declare it, even though it's a hospital, right? Like, I know.
Yeah, well, they have
procedure-
yeah, deaths have to be reported regardless. Yes.
Yeah, so I'm thinking, yeah. So do I need to roll for something? For
No,
that?
you would. Yeah, I would say it's probably. I mean, that would be an investigative. It's cop talk. It's investigative. So yeah, you know that. Yeah, they would definitely had to have reported it. They must have reported it. It must have been reported because it would have to be.
But I mean, I'm thinking like the time frame. So if like the cops have to like confirm that it's a suicide or it's a whatever or it's been investigated. By this time, I'd know that they would have been out if the body's in the morgue, or would it be too soon? Or am I asking too much? You can tell me to fuck off. I'm trying to think like the character.
No, that's fine. I would say that. I mean, you don't know the time. You don't know the time of death, so it's highly. But even weighing up all the possibilities, you suspect that it's probably too soon for the police to have turned up. I mean, it's a dead body. There's nothing.
Yeah. And it's a big blizzard outside as well, so even if it was, they would have. Can't quite get you.
Okay. It's not.
But
It's not totally suspicious yet.
No.
Okay.
I mean, you don't know all the variables, everything's been involved, but no. If assuming things are going through official channels, as you got no reason to believe otherwise. Yeah, you don't see there's anything untoward, any reason to think there's anything untoward going off at the moment. That that the official procedures could probably still being followed as far as you could tell.
I'll say I'm gonna listen. I don't think we'll say anything. I think we'll tell Dr. Hawley when he comes. You told me that Dr. Hawley was watching Dr. Drake, right?
Yeah.
I think we'll tell him.
Like, I think Dr. Horley already suspects Drake of something suspicious. Like Drake's up to
Then he
something, and
I mean, there's all sorts of shit that you hear on the news, isn't there, of like malpractice and stuff. I think that might be what's going on here.
a man's throat was cut in here. We didn't do it.
I guess so. I don't know. But his throat was cut.
Yeah, maybe we do tell Haverly. But we need to be quiet. We don't.
That's right.
We don't want Drake to
One
hear
thing's
us.
for sure, don't fucking antagonise them.
No, don't
Because you might
antagonise
end
Drake.
up the same way.
Yeah.
I mean, whoever's most persuasive out of us could talk to the nurse from last night. She might know a bit more, right? Because she was there with Alf's not here now, but the other nurse was.
Maybe.
The other nurse was. Maybe we can get some information from her. And what
Maybe.
about Roberta? I'm like, Roberta, are you okay? Are you still dead? I presume you're still under your sheet. I'll call over to her. Or not.
Just putting the voice on.
Great.
I was
Oh,
going to say,
you were talking to me.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, let's see if your character's like awake now. I was like, are you okay from your whatever? Because we don't know what you were doing. We just know that you
Yeah.
got wheeled out.
You just went and came back.
Yep.
Yeah, I just went through some tests. But I found out pretty much everything that you guys did, but I wanted to get into the more to see what happened. But you guys already found that out, so yeah, you know everything that I know.
Bullshit test. I presume we know
Yeah.
that. I presume we know this. That you didn't know all this. But I don't know.
I don't think he's
I-
holding.
The only thing I didn't know was that his throat was slit. I knew that he was dead. I knew that he was dead before you guys knew that he was
Yeah,
dead.
you knew he was dead before we did.
yeah, he did.
I just didn't know that this throat was slit, so that it was suspicious.
It's very
Yeah.
suspicious.
Can you tell us about the sexy key that you stole or touched? Did you steal the key? Is it yours?
No, don't think it did.
Oh, there's not really anything to tell you about the key other than that the doctor wears it. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know anything about. Do you want to know where he got it? He got it in a flea market.
Yeah, I do, because the DM would never spend that long on a bit of information. Unless it's recorded. I think you
Yeah.
just thought, I'm gonna write a bit of a clue about someone's really nice jewelry. What about he's got a nice ring on he got from Etsy, and
All right, Martin, fuck up, throw that knife on the ground. Give me a wee second here.
So,
Sorry.
so here, there was this one thing I noticed about Dr. Drake. He's actually really scared of his boss that's not here all the time. And he also wears a very interesting piece of occult jewelry, which is a key to remind him about humanity of his patients. So there you go. There's all the information that I found out while I wasn't here. Are you happy now, Mr. fucking police detective cunt?
Give a bit of a flex. And I'd be like, yeah, I was like, it's the most you said, the whole thing, and I'll steal you some morphine later. And I look at your wrists because I know there's fucking hole somewhere, bitch. Looking at you.
So shortly after that, there's the the rattle of the food trolleys as the
Food.
hospital staff distribute the evening meal, and Nurse Clayton comes round and hands out your medication for the evening. She stops and checks, does the usual check on everybody's charts. Looks at she looks at Herman's for a moment. Oh, there must seem to be an amendment to your chart, Herman.
Really?
Not Herman. Sorry, Ed. Ed. Yeah, just a moment. I need to go and get you down for some more medication.
Like, I'm okay.
Mad bastard.
Ed's okay.
So yeah, so she disappears while the kitchen staff are handing out the food, and she comes back. She comes back maybe about 10-15 minutes later, and gives you hands you a pill and a glass of water.
What is it?
It's something to do with blood sugar levels.
Is it? Do I have to take it?
Yes, Edward, you have to take it. Don't be awkward now. I've got enough on my plate this evening.
He's like, oh, okay, and I'm gonna try and turn around and fake take it.
No, I'm not having any of that. You take your pills, for God damn it.
Is there not like any roll I can do?
Not
like
a slight hand roll.
You can do a filch roll, perhaps, but it would be opposed by her.
Yeah, it will be hard.
She'll have a
wouldn't it, the
notice
watch?
on it, yeah.
I'm
you
going
would be.
for it. I'm going because
So
I know
it-
Roberta's already got tricked into taking a pill. I know what they're doing. Ed's
I'm the
keeping his...
DM, and I know that the DM wouldn't take this long to make up a thing.
Yeah, it is. You're not a DM. You don't need to worry about it, babes. It's okay.
Okay, so she's watching you like a hawk, so this would be hard.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna have a go, but I'll just spend 1 point. I
Okay.
guess, then.
Good luck.
So,
Okay.
I click the +1. I'll
Yeah.
click-
And then the dice icon next to it.
Come on.
Got a something. Is it come
Four.
up?
Right, yeah, you got a 4. So Nurse Clayton just stands there with she's got a stern look on her face, her arms folded and tapping. Edward, take the pill. I've got a job to do. I've got other patients to see. Just don't be such a baby. Big hard man.
I just
big
show it
top.
to. I just do that to Roberta. I'm like, and then take the pill.
Yeah. Right, and then she stands there. Open your mouth, tongue up, and she like checks. Right. I don't know. It's like dealing with kids. It's like being back on the children's ward. Right. So she puts your chart back down on the end of the bed, goes round and checks everybody else. Then when she's satisfied that she's performed all her duties, she leaves the ward, and you're left to eat the excellent meal that you're being served.
I'm gonna talk to Roberta. I'm like, I was trying to give you that pill. I was gonna like stick under my tongue and give it to you. It's a free pill. Don't know what pill it was, but I'm sure you would have won it.
I don't think you should mess about with the nurses, because
Don't
if you
mess with the
do,
meds as
you'll
well.
summon that Alf.
I mean, I can take Alf. I'm like, again, more flexing. I'm like,
Are you sure?
know.
Remember what they did to what's his name? To Langley. Be careful, man. Be careful.
That's right.
We've got to keep our
don't
heads
put that
down.
on.
We've got to keep our heads down here. Be careful.
That's right.
Okay.
I think you should fight with him more.
So we start doing ninja moves around the ward just with all my HP.
Breakdancing.
So the rest, so you consume your meal, you pass the rest of the evening. It's usual routine, monotony. Watch a bit of telly, maybe read a book. So one of the nurses brings a magazine, a bundle of magazines up for the person who requested some reading material.
I did, yeah.
And you while away the hours till finally, people start to nod, eyes get heavy, and sleep finally overtakes you all.
It does.
Yeah, I'm ready for it. I'm ready for sleep.
Yeah.
When Herman's balls are going to run with for the
don't know, Roberta, are you doing something? Do you need to make a roll?
No.
I'm gonna get more wine because that'll help my situation. So
Okay.
while the ball thing happens.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, you start. You get it gets late. It's getting later and later. People start to fall asleep. So yeah, you do anything? Just gonna off to sleep.
I'm not doing anything other than trying to listen out, like actively listen for if anybody's coming down to ward or anything.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and
Just
sleep with
kinda
one eye
like
open if I
paranoid.
can.
You got sorry, Oliver?
Try and sleep with one eye open if I can.
Okay. So you're trying to resist going to sleep then?
I'm gonna sleep in a. If I normally sleep on my side, I'm gonna sleep on my back. I'm gonna do the opposite of what I normally do, so I'm easier disturbed. So that I'm sleeping lighter.
Okay. So what about Roberta? You just off to letting things take its natural course and just drifting going off to sleep, getting tired. It's been it's always a tiring day. None of you are well. So yeah,
Yep.
any small amount of effort quickly tires you out. But today has been a particularly tiring day. But if you wish, you can try and stay awake. It will cost you a point of health to try and stay awake.
I think I'm going to actually. I think I'm going to try and stay awake.
Okay.
I'm not going to try and stay awake because I want to sleep all the time so much that I'm pretty sure that I'm prescribed sleeping tablets.
Okay. Quite
Yeah.
possibly.
Try and stay
Quite
awake.
possibly. But so Herman and keep going. Wendy, you're both trying to stay awake. What about Ed?
No, I'm not.
Oh, you're not. Okay,
I
sorry.
was just trying to listen while I were awake. But obviously
right.
I'm not
Okay.
off.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So
I think I would have talked to Herman.
Yeah.
And maybe like made a deal like one of us stays up for half the night and the other one does the rest if we can.
Deal.
I mean, I know that's not easy, but yeah, like maybe if we take like a shift, because I'm like, I mean, I know that you'd be beat off about the whole ball thing, and I'm a cop, so I don't.
Halfway through the night, he just picks up his ball and he throws it at you. Then you take over.
I know. We'll make a deal like if you start falling asleep, come over and get me up, wake me up, and then when I start falling asleep, I'll come wake you up.
Where are our
beds, but I'll just for mouth.
Not get out of bed. I'll ball up a bit of paper and throw it at him. I'll grab one of the magazines and I'll ball up a bit of paper and throw it at him.
You ever been a ball of paper or you've been asleep?
I was gonna say, how far away are we? Like, could I move beds and just be next to it?
You can't. No, you can't. You can't move the beds. But
That would be strenuous.
it's a small. It's only a small ward. There's maybe 10 beds in the entire ward, so you're not too far away from.
Okay. Well, that's my plan. Is that I'm gonna try and do a little bit of a shift. Between.
Yep. Try and stay up.
So only one of you is going to stay awake at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but.
Yeah. No, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah. Yeah, you're going to share a shift. That's fine. But only just confirm now that only one of you is staying awake.
Just to try and make it easier to do.
But like Chris Shitley said, yeah, definitely maybe have some missiles to throw at the other one. Like if someone's balls get attacked, we'll like throw.
Yeah. But only one person is staying awake.
Yes.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know. You said that. I don't know. I'm a bit scared of the way you said that. I think maybe we'll both just stay awake, eh?
Yeah, but I'm like,
you throw a ball or each other.
Like a glass one.
Technically speaking, that's 2 people awake at the same time.
Mm.
No, yeah, I guess if we were being realistic, because we don't know this is a scary place, yeah, I think one of us would take a shift.
Yeah, we'll take shifts.
We'd have a protocol to wake each other up that was pretty cool with missiles.
Definitely have a projectile system.
Okay.
And as soon as I wake up, I'm going to scream morphine, because I know the other 2 fucking druggies will wake up if I shout that. Morphine!
Right then. So the rest of you eventually succumb to sleep, one after the other. Only
Yeah.
Herman is managing to fight off the tiredness. Although your eyelids, as the minutes and then the hours slowly creep by, your eyelids get heavier and heavier and heavier. You find it. You find it harder to stay awake, and you're just about to drop off when you hear a noise. It's a little like sound, like squeaking and squealing of unoiled wheels, and like through your bleary eyes, you see two nurses wheeling a gurney into the room, rolling two gurneys into each rolling a gurney into the room. And even those of you that are asleep, this you can maybe become aware of this, like this breaching noise of these rusty, unoiled wheels as these gurneys roll past you in the ward. And if you wish, you can wake yourselves up by spending a health point.
Do I have to? Because I'm kind of already like,
You do.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'm doing it.
Right.
Okay.
So you're doing it.
I feel my character would do it because we kind of already said we'd watch out for shit. So
Yeah.
it's not
Okay.
Yeah, I've done it.
So if you wish to, so who's spending a health point? So Herman's already awake.
I've
Ed's
spelled
spending one.
Press, are you? No.
No.
Yeah, go on then.
And yeah. So everybody bar Carol and Mrs. Carol bar.
Can I punch Roberta awake when I wake
You
up?
cannot, because as your eyes suddenly like sort of snap open, and you hear this noise, this sound, which the sound of these wheels, these squeaking wheels. You find you can't move.
Right.
You're paralyzed in your bed.
Fucking dodgy pelt.
All of you. None of you can move. All you can do is just like swivel your eyes left and right, craning, kind of trying to see where this noise is coming from.
Can we speak, or is it just like full?
You can't speak. You try and speak. Your mouth is you struggle to even open your mouth, but nothing comes out. It's like even your vocal cords are just paralyzed. And like I say, you can hear these squeaking wheels, and then eventually coming into view, only when they're really close, just a few feet away.
Yeah.
You see there's two figures that are pushing these gurneys. A pair of bizarre figures wearing tattered, outdated nurses' uniforms from maybe a century old. Their faces, they haven't got faces. They're just a mess of scars and stitches. Their eye sockets are covered by flaps of grey flesh, and they don't breathe, only wheeze like mechanical ventilators. Rubber tubes run through their necks, and they move erratically, almost like insects. Their limbs with too many joints.
Nice.
And they wheel these gurneys over, one to the side of the bed where Roberta is sound asleep.
Yes.
And the other to where Herman lies, wide-eyed, staring up, as they lift you off your bed onto the gurney. And as they pick you up, you feel sharp unnaturally sharp fingernails digging into your arms.
You're gonna wish you stayed asleep, I think.
And everybody who is conscious, you can make a stability check. So, to make a stability check, you make a roll. You can spend points of stability to add. So, essentially, you can risk making yourself more insane by spending points of stability as a bonus onto your dice roll. But obviously, you don't want to spend more points than you could end up losing. So we'll tell you that the people that are being, or the conscious people, so this is including Roberta, who's completely oblivious. So Herman, this is a 4-point stability check. If you fail this check, you will lose 4 points of stability. Everybody else is 3-point stability.
So how do I spend the points to make sure I pass it?
Well.
So I have to, so I have to spend 3
How do you
because
spend them?
So you're making a roll. You can spend points to add a bonus to the roll, but you don't want. Obviously, you don't want to spend. If you're going to lose 3 points, there's no point spending 3 points, is it? Because you're just losing. You're still losing 3 points.
So we should just risk.
I'm going to spend 2.
Yeah.
I'm going to spend 2, Phil. How do I spend 2? How do you actually
So it's
take
just
them
the
off?
same as it's just done the same as any other general skill.
Would you click on the stability?
You click on the plus button to the side of stability.
There is
and
no
it'll add
plus
a
button to the side of stability.
There should be.
No.
I'm going to use 1 stability with it.
Stability doesn't have a plus button next to it.
Exactly.
Let me have a look at your sheet. That is a pass. So Wendy loses none. Ed loses none.
Got a 6.
Right, I'm
Herman.
adding
Super
2, Phil, right?
stable.
And I'm going to roll a d6 anyway. I don't
It's
know how
on.
to do it.
Well, I can add it on for you. You're on the first tab, the abilities tab.
Yeah?
Yeah, there should be bottom right stability.
Oh, right, yeah, sorry. I'm looking at the stability score on the left. Right, yeah, here
Oh
it
no,
is.
no, it's in the general
use,
skills.
So I'm going to use 2 points.
So me and Wendy are cool, right? We both got a 6.
Oh, that's a fail. So you lose 4 points of stability.
So I go down to 3.
Yeah.
So I lose 6 total because I used 2.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Roberta's just oblivious, just sleeping it off, having a good time.
So normally, something you can do when you lose stability, you can sort of lessen the impact of it normally by stating that your character is going to go into a panic. That you can't do that in this instance because you can't do anything. But in other situations,
Can't do anything.
yeah, in other situations you can say I'm going to go into a panic, which basically makes you either like panic and run away or something like that. But you can't get away. All you can do is lie there, look up at these things as they like lift you up and put you on these gurneys, and then wheel you out.
Me and Wendy can't do shit, right? We can't
Nope.
get up. Okay.
Nope, you can't even make a noise. And they wheel these 2 bizarre, faceless nurses wheel Roberta and Herman out of the ward.
Is that a good cliffhanger, Phil?
I guess it is, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's at 12.
It is at 12.
That's good. That was disturbing as well.
That's an excellent cliffhanger.
I've got. I can show you what. I kind of show you what like. Unfortunately, there's only pencil art for these characters these guys, but I'll show you what it is anyway. The guy still gives you the.
Yeah.
I can actually select it. Where is it? Why can't I select it? Oh, that's in the way. Let me get rid of this in a minute.
Oh yeah, I can see it. That's cool.
I can't see her head.
Move it down a bit, Phil.
Oh.
Oh, that's pretty good pencil. That is
Oh,
disturbing.
yeah, that's cool.
I think we know who got the neck slit with that contraption.
Oh, yeah, look at that blade in his hand. Okay.
Yeah, all these
Yeah,
surgical.
it's very silent, Joe, isn't it?
Yeah, they got all these surgical frames like implanted into them for no apparent reason.
All right then, viewers.
Nice.
That'll be the end of part 1.
Yeah.
Join us
And we're
soon
not halfway through it,
for part
Matthew.
2. Are we not?
Well, we're not even halfway through it.
No,
I'm
Great.
we're not, though.
Excellent. Join us soon for
Bloody
part
knew
2,
it.
viewers. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
God bless and good night.